This show is live. Despite our best efforts, anything can happen. Some viewers may be offended. Viewer discretion is advised. The following is a special live presentation of Eastlink Community TV in association with the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League. This is the 2024 QMJHL Entry Draft on Eastlink.
Futures of franchises in the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League will be decided over the next 2 days here at the Avenir Centre. The ebbs and flows of the draft, and it all begins now as we bring you 14 rounds of coverage here over the next 2 days. And welcome inside the Avenir Centre. Mavs Gillis here with you on the desk, anchoring it. And before we get into the coverage, of course, junior hockey, it pays so much tribute to those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. The Memorial Cup, a massive, massive indicator of that. The 80th anniversary of D-Day took place yesterday. And with that, a tremendous ceremony took place in Victoria Park. We were very fortunate to be invited along to capture some of the sights and sounds of this ceremony.
Well, today is the celebration of the 80th anniversary. You know, to bring back the memory of those days.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be here. You know, the veterans. So it just makes me proud to be here. To remember those days of what took place. To be with my buddies.
It means a lot to me because it brings back memories of when I was in the Army and looking after guys, being in the medical corps, you know. Yes. I'm really pleased and happy to be able to be here.
I just want to celebrate the day of D-Day, and that this should never happen again, you know, so maybe it would help to put it in kids' minds that, you know, we need to do this more often.
When we went to France in 2019, we learned a lot more about our father. And when they explained and talked to him and interviewed him about landing on the beach in Normandy, it was a whole new story for us. Like, we never understood the intenseness of that and what it really meant. But I'm really intrigued with him. He is a hero, and we didn't really know. He was our father hero, but now he's a world hero.
Take the tour. The cameras.
Of course, the perspective there, many of those that stormed the beaches, 18, 19, 20, their respective ages, eligible to be playing hockey in this league. We thank those that made the ultimate sacrifice, and we thank those that have served and are serving now to keep our country free. We turn now to the we are here for, though. The QMJHL Draft here on the stage with me, Greg McDonald, Craig Eagles. Gentlemen, it's our first time being here in person with Eastlink in years. I believe Logan Shaw was drafted the last time that we were here. Guys, sum up how you're feeling being here today.
I'm so excited to be here, and the buzz and energy around the city and the building today. There's going to be a lot of transactions, a lot of movement, and a lot of excited kids. I'm ready to get it going.
Personally, Mavs, it's a great showcase for not only the league, but for all these young hockey players and their families. And what a venue. Obviously, the Avenir Centre and the Ian Fowler Oval here at Moncton just pays tribute to the man with the vision to put a facility like this in the downtown.
Well, and on the floor for us, making his QMJHL Draft debut, Troy Langstaff. He's going to be talking to a lot of excited kids. Troy, how is the action down on floor level?
Hey, vibes are good. Vibes are really good. I'm starting to hear the chatter to my side, which during our rehearsals, obviously there was no one here, but I'm super excited to get things going. The kids obviously way more excited than me. I'll tell you what, the walk from the stands to the red carpet, up the red carpet to the stage, probably going to be only a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but it's going to be a 2 minutes that these kids are never going to forget, and I'm very looking forward to getting to talk to them, maybe see some emotion and the smiles on their faces after they hear their names called today.
Well, Troy, thanks for that. Troy, look, you can see all the bevy of activity, the conclave of scouts, and the action has been fast and furious. The catering at the Avenir Centre, well, they packed us a lunch because from the sounds of it, we are going to be here a while tonight. Guys, the news is the transaction and timeout music is going to be played in overdrive here tonight.
Is it ever? I mean, the over-under right now, I think we said was 10 trades or more in the first round. There was already a lot of big trades announced yesterday. Right now, there's 4 teams that still have their original first-round pick. Expect that to be down to about 2 in about 20 minutes' time.
Well, whenever you're looking at potentially moving the first overall pick, that's 4 pieces right there. And if Cape moves down, they might even move further down to acquire more assets to bolster their current lineup to make another push, strong push for a championship.
So what we're going to do right now might be considered an exercise in futility because we are going to show you the draft order as we go into the evening. You see Cape Breton there with the first overall, Val-d'Or in at number 2, Shawinigan 3, Quebec 4, St. John at 5. But the rest in the bevy, guys, everything. Throw it in the blender and make it into a daiquiri because this thing is getting just absolutely toasted.
Absolutely, and I think the most exciting thing, we've heard that kids from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Quebec are all going to get taken in this first round.
It might even be Trade Center all over again here.
We get to do a draft, we get to do Trade Center, and we get to cover all of our local teams coming up after the break. We are going to start with our coverage of the Cape Breton Eagles after the break. The squad that you can say returned the passion for junior hockey at Center 200 over their postseason run. We'll be back with the Eagles preview. It's the Avenir Centre, it's the Q Draft, it's Eastlink Community TV.
For information on how to become a volunteer at Eastlink Community TV, please visit eastlink.ca/volunteertv.
At CarStar, we pride ourselves on customer care with highly skilled and trained technicians to restore your car after an accident. 12 convenient locations in Nova Scotia to serve you. CarStar, quality collision repair every time.
Your local team's future and fates are decided here. The 2024 Maritime Hockey League Draft. Eastlink Community TV will be here live for all the stats, stories, and emotions as our analysts break down all the exciting news. The 2024 Maritime Hockey League Draft, June 15th, available to Eastlink Video customers.
For on-air sponsorship opportunities on Eastlink Community TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca.
Flying into downtown Moncton, what a beautiful day it has been. My goodness, and this has been a tremendous host. The Cape Breton Eagles, there is the draft table, and well, it's vacant at the moment because Sylvain Couturier and the squad are bootlegging all over the draft floor, working the room and making things happen. Since it was announced that the Eagles won the draft lottery out of the Connor Trenholm St. John Sea Dog trade, and again, Sea Dog's record in draft lotteries is impeccable if you count this, but the speculation was, what are the Eagles going to do with this pick? And gentlemen, I think we are very close to finding out what the Eagles are going to do with this pick because Sylvain Couturier is standing by with Troy Langstaff.
Sylvain, thank you for your time. I know we'll get you in and out of here so you can get back to the table. Busy night for you. I'll get right to it. It's not very often that a team makes the league semifinal and then has the #1 overall pick. There's been some things going around social media, but I got to ask you, what is the status of that pick?
I don't think we're going to be on the stage for the first pick overall. There's going to be a trade announced when our turns come in first pick. So yeah, so we're going to probably going to be picking 4 tonight.
Okay, there it is. Second question for you. We'll look at the goaltending situation. You have Rucha, going to be 20 years old. Malota had a phenomenal season. Brandon Lavoie's, scratching at the bit to get some action. What are we thinking for goaltending situation right now?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to have a lot of depth on the goalie situation. So, we'll see what happens with Ruch, and we're a 20 years old situation overall, and from there we'll make the best decision against for the organization. And but like you said, Malota had a phenomenal year. Ruch had a phenomenal year, so it's going to be some tough decision to make at the end. But we're confident either way that we're going to make the right decision and the best for the Eagles.
You've had to make some tough decisions in your time as GM. 20 years at the draft as general manager. Congratulations on that milestone. And also, how do you go about kind of calming yourself in these 2 days that are going to be quite chaotic and very fast-paced?
It will be. I mean, it's like you said, it's different every year. Been around for 20 years. This is that draft is different than any other that I've been around with. I don't know what's the reason for. But one thing I know, it's going to be, I expect a lot of movement going to happen tonight and maybe tomorrow as well.
A lot of action going to go down here at the Avenir Centre. Thanks for your time, Sylvain.
Thank you.
Guys?
So the Eagles, we know they have a lot of tough decisions ahead of them. The first one was they're trading that first overall pick.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Sly there. I mean, he came right out and said it. We're trading the pick, and everyone knows by now it's going to the Quebec Rampart. They're going to take the stage, and as Craig mentioned off the top, Cape Breton's in this position where they're going for it next year. They have no need for a top overall pick. They're going to try and bolster their lineup with it.
Well, you're looking at the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to trades in this league. Sly has done a tremendous job building champions in the past, and that's exactly what he's going to do in Cape Breton. And it's all about building and trying to solidify the left side of their D-core right now. So look for them to target a left shot D-man in a potential deal here.
Now with the potential loss of Thomas Sabolko, it's sounding like he is going to go on to play pro, and that goes to your point of looking to secure a D-man. There's also a lot of question marks at goaltending, as you heard Troy talking with Sylvain Couturier. I mean, you have Rucha, who won MVP, and then you have Malota, who was on the all-rookie team. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but it's a problem.
Exactly, Mavs. It's a good problem to have right now if you're the Eagles, and you can sit back and relax because you know your goaltending situation is solid, and then you can field even more offers to make a potential move heading into the season during the next trade period.
Well, I think the trade they made yesterday with the Moncton Wildcats, I mean, they acquired Alex Shalinski, pretty serviceable defenseman from Moncton. I think that kind of signals what their choice is going to be. He's really good friends with Jakub Malota. They played on the U18 Czech team together. I think that's kind of a little bit of a hint as to which way they're going to go, and Rucha may end up as a trade piece for this Eagles team.
Well, Zielinski, real quick, Zielinski is a good 5-6 guy for the Eagles, and he can play 3-4 minutes in the interim. But I see him sliding in the 5-6 slot as a shutdown. A very young Euro last year here in Moncton.
Tell you the one thing the Eagles, I mean, this goes back to Colton Ellis and Kevin Mandalese, and I mean, that was one where the Eagles, where Colton Ellis took the better of them in that series, but both goaltenders became tremendous. Look, we're going from Cape Breton, we're going to go up to Halifax. That's right, because from Cape Breton we say we go up to Halifax. We're going to the Moosehead table because already they have been active this week. Moves aplenty have been made, and some of them to this town right here, Moncton, New Brunswick.
This is Eastlink Community TV, home of Quebec Maritime's Junior Friday Night Hockey. Please visit eastlink.ca/local sports for our full schedule.
At CarStar, we pride ourselves on customer care with highly skilled and trained technicians to restore your car after an accident. 12 convenient locations in Nova Scotia to serve you. CarStar, quality collision repair every time.
We should be doing a much better job at making sure that those we invite to Canada and those who we put through this grueling process are well treated when they get here.
Celebrate Canada Day with us and enjoy a special program lineup. Monday, July 1st, starting at noon on Eastlink Community TV 10 and 610. Available to Eastlink customers.
June is Pride Month. Join Eastlink Community TV as we celebrate the diversity of our local communities for celebrating love, equality, and identity for all.
The Herd is, well, they are looking at a rebuild. Earlier today, seeing Dylan McKinnon and Marcus Vidicek walking around here wearing Wildcats jerseys. That is all you need to know about how active Cam Russell has been. And Cam is now with Troy Langstaff.
Cam, thanks for joining me. Obviously a very busy weekend ahead for you. It's been a very, very busy week. Already a couple trades involving your group, Dylan McKinnon and Marcus Vidicek sent to Moncton. Where's the direction of this team heading into the fall?
Well, I think it's safe to say that we're looking to get younger. Difficult moving such great kids as Dylan and Marcus, but it's just that part of the cycle. And we're fortunate to bring in a player like Sean Carrier, so we're very excited about that. And looking forward to an exciting season in Halifax.
Well, you mentioned one of the boxes that you want to tick off is getting younger, and at the draft, that's obviously what you're going to be able to do. But what other areas are you looking to maybe improve upon, and what strengths are you looking in certain players here?
Well, if you look at our lineup, we're really open to every position right now. We've got a good core group of guys coming back, but we'll be looking at every position in the draft. So, it's going to be best available player for us.
Another storyline kind of revolving the Mooseheads right now is no head coach. How does that kind of affect things heading into a draft, if at all?
Well, it doesn't really. We've had some great discussions with some very good coaches, so we'll make a decision on that probably in the next few days. We are very close, but right now it's just it's all about getting ready for the draft and being prepared for that and making sure we bring in some great young prospects.
We're excited to see what the Mooseheads do this week and what the team you put out on the fall has in store. So thanks for the time and good luck this weekend.
Okay, thank you,
guys.
Cam Russell is, in the Numbman's words, they're going to be getting younger. You see the pieces that are on the move. Of course, there you see Cam working his way around the room with this. This is a squad right now that does not have a first-round draft pick. Will we see them on the stage tonight?
You will, and it will happen fairly quickly. They will have a first-round draft pick. I've heard they will have 2 first-round draft picks by the time this is all said and done. They're going to be one of the more busier teams here in the first round of the draft. It's that point of the junior cycle where they have to start the rebuild.
Well, let's talk about the former first-round selection that they acquired from the Moncton Wildcats. Sean Carrier is a Brad Marchand type player, and he's going to fill the net at 18 and 19 for the Halifax Mooseheads. This kid brings it night in, night out. He gets to the middle and can really fire a puck. He's just relentless in all 3 zones. He's going to be an instant Moosehead fan favorite.
I just want to mark the time. 7:48 is when Craig Eagles made his first Boston Bruins reference of the evening.
It's a Halifax Mooseheads reference too, Mavs, here, right?
Yes, certainly is. So, yes.
There you go.
We've got some Boston Bruins love from Craig. You're not in the man cave this time, but we've got to make sure we got the bees in for Craig Eagles. Look, back to the Mooseheads, though. This is a team that was ranked first in the CHL this season, and it had a very disappointing end to the season, to say the least. You're looking to get younger. You've lost Cataford, you've lost Vidicek. There's a lot of speculation about Mathis Russo. This is going to be a much different team in the green and red than fans have seen over the last 5 years.
But you don't move Russo right now. You hang on to him. You move him when he's more valuable during the Christmas trade period. The worst mistake right now that Halifax can make, and they're not going to trade Russo, obviously, right now, because it doesn't make sense for a rebuilding hockey club. So they're going to hang on to that asset to add more value when the time comes.
I'm on the opposite end of the coin on that. I think you trade him when his value is high now. I mean, you're in a rebuilding year. You could have a tough start to the year. The net could be filled on him. Russo wasn't the same type of goalie when he came back from the World Juniors. It almost looked like he kind of got tired. He kind of got worn down from the grind of the team. You want to trade him when his value is highest. And there's rumors starting to circulate that Russo, he might even move on to another higher league.
Well, Russo, as we see, is I believe he's tied in league scoring with 1 goal. There was one other goalie that scored. Look, again, back to the rebuilding team and the other aspect for the Mooseheads. We've got about 45 seconds. They're still looking for a coach. What type of coach does this team need right now?
Well, I think definitely a teacher that's going to mold young talent and really develop young talent. And hey, Brad McKenzie is one hell of a hockey coach, and he's going to do a great job there on the defensive side of things.
You need a coach that's going to get the room, going to get the respect, and be able to mentor these young players. It's going to be a young team. You need a coach that's going to grab the room.
Well, from one team that has some question marks at the head coaching position to another, that it is very solid. We're going to be talking with the Charlottetown Islanders, Jim Holton, and the Islanders preview coming up. And after that, well, the Moncton Wildcats and Gardner McDougall. 2 solid coaches coming up on our next segment.
You're watching Eastlink Community TV, the Maritime's #1 sports channel.
At CarStar, we pride ourselves on customer care with highly skilled and trained technicians to restore your car after an accident. 12 convenient locations in Nova Scotia to serve you. CarStar, quality collision repair every time.
Maritime Pro Stock is on Eastlink Community TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pros. With 12 to go, contact!
Can he save it? They both saved
Donald
it!
Chisholm to the lead in the 89!
Wow! That's the move he was waiting for! You're trying to take
oh boy, contact!
The Maritime Pro Stock Tour, Fridays at 6 p.m. on Eastlink Community TV 10 and 610.
For on-air sponsorship opportunities on Eastlink Community TV, please email eastlinktvads@eastlink.ca.
Charlottetown Islanders brass, well, it's not going to be a busy night for the Islanders as they're still in year 2 of the rebuild, but we are going to be having a quick chat with Jim Holton. Jim is joined with Troy Langstaff right now.
Jim, thanks for joining me here. Again, very busy weekend upcoming for you, so we really appreciate your time pre-draft here. The #1 thing that I kind of noticed when looking at the Islanders, no picks in the first round, none in the second round. Is there anything that the team maybe wants to do in order to move up into those first 2 rounds, or are you guys going to stay put here?
Oh, as of right now, we're going to stay put. And I think this is kind of the last of our repayment from the load up. You know, we lost in the championship final a couple seasons ago, and then we see that all the time in this league now that part of the price, the pay to go for it is that you're going to have to sacrifice draft picks, and you know we're going to have to eat a draft, so to speak. And I think this is it. After this, we kind of have our first and our seconds in line. So I think we just have to be patient.
Yeah, you know best. That's kind of the cycle of junior hockey. That's the way it goes. You mentioned in an earlier interview when looking at the draft, maybe you want to add some size. Is that at the top of the priority list for this team coming into this weekend?
I think so, because if you protect on the future, what we've found the last 2 seasons is we got beat up, quite frankly, in the playoffs by a team full of men in Quebec 2 years ago and Baie-Comeau this past year, and that's what we're trying to build towards. We played a lot of our young players this year, 06s, but if you look at our roster composition right now, we're too small, and I think we have to be bigger. So this is a futures draft. You know, these are the kids that are going to make an impact 2 and 3 years down the road, so I think size is a definite priority.
One thing that you guys added, one player that you added this week, Igor Grigoryanov from Victoriaville. He's a 20-year-old, also an international player. What do you like about his game, and why were you so keen on getting him into this roster?
Well, we mentioned a minute ago about the importance of size. Size, physical play. He's a north-south guy. I think he plays a style that we would like to play. You know, he's proven commodity in this league. And when I look at the import draft, normally we're not a fan of using two spots, an overage and an import, but it was the known commodity versus the unknown. I think he scored darn near 30 goals last year without much power play time. So, we're looking at a 35, 40 goal scorer, possibly a 6'2" guy who plays rugged, plays up and down the lineup, plays a physical style of play that we want to inject into our lineup.
We're excited to see what he can do on Eastlink Community TV this upcoming fall. Also excited to see what you guys can do this weekend. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Guys.
Third round, 42nd overall is when we'll have the Charlottetown Islanders picking as of this draft order. But again, they're looking for size. This draft, it's got to be very deep. What do we expect around those spots?
Yeah, I think around that area, you're looking at players, and they love taking Atlantic talent. You're looking at an Angus Proctor from the Halifax Mooseheads, a Derek Andrews from the Kensington Wild, two big players who play heavy and will fit right into the Charlottetown system.
Well, let's look at the player they acquired, and Jim talked about Igor. He's going to be a dynamic offensive force. I think they're going to look to potentially add some more offensive type players. Jim mentioned the size and physicality, but they need some scoring as well. So there could be a dynamic scorer fall a little bit, and they could target a forward.
Well, we're going from the Islanders to an Islander. Gardner McDougall is now the head coach of the Moncton Wildcats. His son, Taylor, the general manager, he is standing by with Troy Langstaff.
Taylor McDougall joining me at this time. Taylor, thank you very much for your time. A couple hours before the draft. I appreciate you coming over here.
No, thank you, Trey. Happy to be here.
Very busy week for you guys. Already had a couple additions, some Mooseheads players coming in, Vidicek, McKinnon, but here over the course of the next 2 days, what are you guys looking to accomplish and kind of add to your group?
I think anytime you're going through a draft or a draft process, you're just looking at things that are in the best interest of the organization, both in the short and the long term. So that's what we'll do here over the next 2 days.
Very excited fan base when you and your dad were both appointed your positions. In order to, I guess, reach those expectations that this fan base has for you, how many moves, acquisitions do you think you are away from being a championship contending team?
It's a great question, and certainly we know expectations are there, but expectations are even higher in our own room within the organization. So we're excited to work toward those. And in terms of the number of pieces, I don't think there's like a requisite number or like a finite number either. I think we look forward to getting to know the group because we think we have a great core back. We look forward to just kind of seeing what the group can do moving forward in the fall and making evaluations based off that.
Final question for you. You were appointed your position 3.5 weeks ago. It hasn't even been a month, I don't think. How has this month been for you in preparations for a draft a month after you get your GM role?
No, for sure. It's been exciting. It's been a lot of work. We hit the ground running right away, but that's great, right? Like that's anytime you're in a rink, it doesn't feel like work. Or anytime you're talking about hockey, that comes easy. So it's been really exciting. It's been really exciting to be a part of this organization, and we just look forward to continuing to take your day by day here.
We're looking forward to the moves that you guys make here over the course of the next 2 days. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you,
guys.
We're going to have more about our host team, the Moncton Wildcats, over the draft coverage. They're not making splashes. They're jumping in, making cannonballs.
Well, the Vidicek deal really solidifies their forward group, and it balances out their centers, and really it helps Caleb Desnoyers and Preston Lounsbury. It slots them right in the right position, and then you can move Sump to the wing where he's going to probably score you 25 or 30 goals.
Well, folks, it's time for us to get ourselves ready. We've got the QMJHL Draft coming up after the break. That's the pre-show. Put a bow on it. Let's open up the gift. The draft starts now.
June is Pride Month. Join Eastlink Community TV as we celebrate the diversity of our local communities for celebrating love, equality, and identity for all.
At CarStar, we pride ourselves on customer care with highly skilled and trained technicians to restore your car after an accident. 12 convenient locations in Nova Scotia to serve you. CarStar, quality collision repair every time.
What pride means to me is that it gives me the pride and the happiness to be who I am.
June is Pride Month for celebrating love, equality, and identity for all.
This is Eastlink Community TV, home of Quebec Maritime's Junior Friday Night Hockey. Please visit eastlink.ca/local sports for our full schedule. This show is live. Despite our best efforts, anything can happen. Some viewers may be offended. Viewer discretion is advised.
Avenir Centre, the site. It is now time for the QMJHL Draft. These kids have worked so hard throughout their minor hockey career. The Gucci gang, the suits, the drip, the fans, they're all here. The family's ready to cheer them on as their names get called. This is like a minor hockey graduation, folks, and we are handing out diplomas. Welcome inside, Mavs Gillis, Greg McDonald, and Craig Eagles. We are getting ourselves set. Guys, it is time. Everyone is here. The wait is over.
Absolutely, and it is getting absolutely electric, not only in here, but around the town. The Quebec League does such a great job at doing an in-person draft, and this is going to be such a memorable day for these kids and the families and the teams. I'm excited to get it going.
Well, in the background, a tribute video by Reg. He does a fantastic job showcasing the league every season from a video standpoint. And like you said, Greg, the fans are into it. And it's great to see alumni coming in as well to support their organizations and welcome in a new crop of prospects.
Well, let's welcome in our first-round draft pick this year, Troy Langstaff, ready to roll on the floor. Troy, how's it feeling down there, bud?
It's feeling good, and I must say, heck of a reach for the first round by Eastlink on me. But anyways, once these players get selected, the first spot they're coming after they receive their new threads is right here with me. Really looking forward to speaking to some of these hockey players once, you know, the next journey of their hockey career begins. There's going to be a lot of emotion down here, and we're really looking forward to it.
The kids got their drip on, but Troy looks like, with that green jacket and that collar, he looks like he just won the Masters. He's ready for golf season.
Maybe he can take us out to Augusta. Huh? Maybe he can take us to Augusta. Wouldn't that be nice?
I tell you, well, if there's one, if the best golfer on the table might be Craig Eagles, and
ooh, that's a long time ago, Matt.
I tell you, we're getting ourselves set. Everything's going in the blender. This draft order that we have is about to get upended. We heard in the pre-show that Sylvain Couturier and the Breton Eagles will be moving this first overall pick, and the speculation is to the Quebec Rampart will be going, again, the rebuild. It's the cycle of junior hockey. You win that big trophy, you win the Memorial Cup. Well, the next couple of years, you've got to repay the piper, and they are looking to restock the shelves.
Absolutely, are they ever? And the Quebec Rampart, a little tongue-in-cheek post today on social media with a draft graphic of Simon Gagne, their general manager. A little reference to Draft Day, the movie with Kevin Costner. What happened in that movie? They acquired the first overall selection. Quebec, they're acquiring the first overall selection today, so a nice little job by the social media manager there.
Everyone's speculating that Desjardins is going to go first overall. Obviously a dynamic player, but there are a few tendencies in his game right now, but you could say that about any young player coming into the league, but this kid can really score the puck. He does everything at top speed, and he gets to the middle, and he can do some damage. So a very high profile and highly touted prospect.
Again, it has not been made official by the league because they've got to sign the papers, but I think the social media team from the Quebec Rampart, they had their idea going right there. Yes. Is that Kevin Costner right there?
That's some great work by the social media manager of the team. And as we mentioned, Quebec, they're starting their rebuild. This is a big step in getting back to that Memorial Cup run that they had.
I see Desjardins really slotting in on the wing to start his career, and then obviously you can move him over to the center position where he's going to be a first-line center probably as early as 17 or 18.
Well, again, now we just keep moving the wheel. So with the Eagles looking to move down some more, potentially looking in that 4 spot, and I think things are still being talked about as to what will happen with that pick. When we take a look at some of the other clubs, I mean, Drummondville is in there. They're looking to go on that rebuild because, again, you have just won the Gilles Courteau Trophy where do you go from there? And Rimouski, of course, they're hosting the Memorial Cup, so they're going to be looking to add pieces as well.
Do you remember pick 20 last year in last year's draft, where it moved like 7 or 8 times? We could be in store for that, okay, with Cape Breton's pick. Well, they're going to move it. They're going to continue to move it. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
We've got to move it to the desk as we are going to get our festivities underway here at the Avenir Centre.
Bienvenue au repêchage 2024 de la LHJMQ présenté par Fenplast. Welcome to the 2024 QMJHL Entry Draft presented by Fenplast. Mon nom est Raphaël Doucet, directeur des communications de la Ligue, et je serai le maître de cérémonie pour la soirée. Le commissaire Mario Cecchini annoncera les sélections. La LHJMQ est fière de tenir son repêchage dans la belle ville de Moncton, devant les partisans présents au centre Avenir et devant leurs téléviseurs sur les ondes de TVA Sport et Eastlink. A special hello to the excited players and their families at the Avenir Centre, team staffs, television partners, Eastlink and TVA Sport, as well as our media partners, sponsors, and volunteers, all here for the second ever entry draft in Moncton. Avant que le repêchage commence, la LHJMQ tient à féliciter 2 joueurs très spéciaux. The QMJHL wants to congratulate 2 very special players. Le trophée Marcel Robert est remis depuis 43 ans aux joueurs étudiants par excellence. Le gagnant est non seulement choisi pour ses talents de hockeyeur et ses qualités scolaires, mais aussi pour sa personnalité dans son ensemble. This year's winner of the Marcel Robert Trophy, awarded to the top scholastic player in the QMJHL, maintained an average of 95% studying in sciences while recording 57 points in 66 games. Please welcome des Saguenay de Chicoutimi, Alexis Morin.
Bonjour à tous. Avant de commencer, je voulais juste prendre le temps de féliciter Yannick Jean pour son record en tant qu'entraîneur le plus victorieux. Félicitations, Yannick. Je suis extrêmement heureux d'être ici avec vous en tant qu'ambassadeur de la réussite académique et sportive dans la LHJMQ. Je vois vos visages remplis d'émotions et je peux véritablement comprendre ce que vous ressentez. In 2019, I was sitting with my family in the stands of the Vidéotron Center in Quebec City, patiently waiting for my name to be called, until the Drummondville Vultures select me in the 11th round. Je tiens d'ailleurs à les féliciter pour leur conquête du trophée Gilles Courteau. Je ne pourrai jamais oublier le sentiment de fierté qui m'a envahi lorsque mon nom a été annoncé. Tous les efforts que vous avez déployés tout au long de votre parcours se concrétisent enfin, et c'est un moment dont vous pouvez être très fiers. I'm now proud to have played in this league for 4 seasons and to have made a positive impact along the way, both on the ice and in school. La Ligue de hockey junior maritime Québec a été bien plus qu'une simple organisation sportive pour moi. Elle a été le terrain où j'ai pu développer mes compétences, mes valeurs, mon caractère, où j'ai forgé des amitiés qui dureront pour la vie et où j'ai appris des leçons qui vont bien au-delà du hockey. C'est dans cette ligue que j'ai grandi en tant que joueur, mais aussi en tant que personne, et où j'ai pu concilier avec succès mes 2 passions, l'école et le hockey. None of this would have been possible without the incredible support of the league. When you play in the QMJHL, you meet people who want you to succeed. The coaches who push us to surpass ourselves and teach us values that are the keys to our success. Our teammates who become brothers and friends that you make for life. The general manager and scouting staff who gives us a chance to live out our childhood dream and represent such a great league. Mais surtout, nous côtoyons des personnes qui sont un peu plus dans l'ombre, mais qui sont tout de même d'une grande importance, telles les conseillers pédagogiques qui travaillent d'arrache-pied à notre réussite en prenant le temps de communiquer avec tous les joueurs, de les supporter, de s'assurer de leurs besoins ainsi que leur réussite. Il y a également les professeurs qui nous permettent de jongler avec les horaires difficiles de la LHJMQ. Il est alors facile de dire que le programme scolaire de la Ligue est un énorme succès et qu'il permet aux joueurs de pouvoir poursuivre leur rêve d'une carrière professionnelle au hockey tout en leur donnant les meilleures conditions possibles pour réussir à l'école. Je tiens à exprimer ma profonde gratitude envers les Saguenay de Chicoutimi, les Vultures de Drummondville, ainsi qu'envers la LHJMQ, qui m'ont permis de concilier mes deux passions tout en me fournissant les ressources nécessaires pour m'aider à réussir. Their invaluable support has been an essential pillar in my career, for which I'm deeply grateful. À tous les joueurs, lorsque vous entendez votre nom être nommé et que vous enfilerez votre chandail, profitez de chaque instant avec vos proches, famille, amis, agents et tous les joueurs qui vous supportent. Mais rappelez-vous que vous portez bien plus qu'un simple chandail. Vous portez les valeurs de respect, d'honnêteté et d'intégrité. Ces valeurs sont au cœur même de ce sport et de cette ligue que nous aimons tous, et c'est à nous, en tant que joueurs et représentants de la LHJMQ, de les incarner à chaque instant, sur et hors la patinoire. Je vous souhaite à tous un très bon repêchage et beaucoup de succès dans votre parcours à venir. Que cette journée marque le début d'une nouvelle aventure extraordinaire. Au nom de la LHJMQ, j'aimerais remettre le trophée Denis Arsenault décerné au conseiller pédagogique de l'année. Les nominés sont Steve Ahern, des Vultures de Drummondville, Tommy Brûlé, du D'accord de Bécomo, et Isabelle Martin, des Huskies de Rouyn-Noranda. La gagnante est Isabelle Martin, des Huskies de Rouyn-Noranda. Félicitations.
Isabelle Martin, conseillère pédagogique de l'année, et Alexis Morin, joueur étudiant de l'année. Place maintenant à un autre honneur très prestigieux, le trophée Michel Brière, remis au joueur le plus utile de la saison. Auteur de 90 points en 65 matchs, a Vegas Golden Knights prospect from the Halifax Mooseheads, the league MVP, Mathieu Catafort. Mathieu, il y a au-dessus de 400 joueurs dans la LHJMQ. Ça te fait quoi d'en être le joueur par excellence?
C'est sûr que ça me rend fier, c'est une belle honneur, puis je suis vraiment content de ma saison, mais c'est quelque chose qui n'aurait pas pu être réaliste sans mes coéquipiers, puis l'organisation, les entraîneurs. Donc, c'est sûr que c'est un trophée personnel, mais il y a aussi d'autres mondes là-dedans.
What memories do you keep from your QMJHL draft? It was 3 years ago.
Yeah, my QMJHL draft was during COVID, so throughout the year we had to play no games actually, and it was only practice. We were with full visors, mask under, and scouts would just come to our practice, watch us playing scrimmages with our teammates. So it was a little bit special, and I think when I was the draft day, I was with my family outside in my yard, and no, it was a moment that I would forever not forget, and I think I was fortunate enough to get drafted by such a great organization as the Halifax Mooseheads.
Il y a des jeunes joueurs qui vont être repêchés en fin de semaine. Qu'est-ce que tu aimerais leur dire?
C'est un peu cliché, mais c'est une chose d'être repêché, mais c'est vraiment aussi qu'est-ce que tu fais après. Je pense que, moi, je me rappelle un peu, quand j'ai été repêché par Halifax, j'étais un peu stressé au début de m'en venir dans une ville en anglais, c'est loin de ma maison, tout ça, mais ça a été la meilleure décision de ma vie, puis la meilleure chose qui pourrait m'arriver, donc je suis vraiment content, puis prenez ce moment-là avec beaucoup de plaisir, c'est un moment que vous n'allez pas oublier, puis ayez une bonne soirée, puis bonne chance.
You're very good on the ice. You're very good in school too, since you were Marcel Robert Trophy nominee. What advice would you have to these future players about the art of combining school and hockey?
I think it's really important to have a good time management. I would always do my homeworks and study before the games on the weekend, and obviously have a great communication with your teachers, and I think if you do this and you have all the work ethic for it, I think you'll be in good hands with the QMJHL and the teams that have great school counselors.
Mesdames et messieurs, de League MVP, Mathieu Catafort. Before going to the first selection in the 2024 draft, I'd like to welcome the Mayor of Moncton, the Honorable Don Arnold, to take the stage.
Bonsoir et bienvenue. Nous sommes tellement heureux de vous accueillir à Moncton à l'occasion de cet événement important dans votre carrière de hockey. Moncton is a hockey town. From being home to AHL teams to welcoming the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League since the 90s, to hosting significant tournaments such as the Canadian University Hockey Championships, the Memorial Cup, and of course, the World Junior Hockey Championships in 2023. We understand the significance of this draft for the players and their families. So we are putting our best foot forward to make this weekend memorable for everyone involved. This is a defining moment for many of you, and we want the energy of our city, the fastest growing city in the country, to match the excitement you and your families are feeling. Nous tenons à vous féliciter pour votre persévérance, votre dévouement, votre éthique de travail et votre passion qui vous ont permis de franchir ce moment marquant. We hosted the draft back in 2009, but we are so proud of the 2024 edition because we get to showcase our state-of-the-art Avenir Centre. Our community is tremendously proud of this facility. The energy and opportunities it has brought to our city, to our downtown, has been a game changer. So I would like to thank Events Moncton and the Moncton Wildcats organization for their continued support and work in welcoming the draft. Alors, bonne chance à vous tous, soyez fiers de vos accomplissements et profitez pleinement de votre séjour. To Commissioner Cecchini and your team, thank you for choosing Moncton. Bonne chance à tous. Merci.
Thank you, Mayor Arnold. Merci. Et maintenant, place au début du repêchage 2024 présenté par FenPlast. Veuillez accueillir le commissaire de la LHMQ. Please welcome the QMJHL Commissioner, Mario Cecchini.
Thank you, Raphaël. Thank you, is it on? Yeah. Thank you, Raphaël. Bienvenue d'abord à tous les amateurs et à nos futurs joueurs et à leurs familles au sein de votre ligue, la LHJMQ. Welcome to all the fans here tonight, to the players and the family, future players in your league, the QMJHL. Before I start, I just want to say Alexis Morin, Mathieu Catafort. Wow! Quel discours, quelle prestance. Vous êtes des dignes représentants de la LHJMQ. Oui, s'il vous plaît. To all the players, future players, you are about to undertake an incredible journey, and we are here, will be here to support you throughout what will be and what some of our former players, most of our former players call the best years of their life. Vous êtes sur le point de débuter un parcours que plusieurs de nos anciens joueurs qualifient des plus beaux moments de leur vie. La LHJMQ, vous le savez, est reconnue comme étant au top des ligues de développement au monde. Certains des plus grands joueurs ont joué dans la LHJMQ. Oui, il y a eu Lafleur, il y a eu Lemieux, il y a eu Bossy, il y a eu Crosby. Mais il y a aussi, et surtout, et permettez-moi de les nommer, Philippe Sauvé, Cam Russell, Jocelyn Thibault, Gordy Dwyer, Louis Robitaille, Pascal Dupuis, Jason Pomainville, Donald Dufresne, Joël Perrault, Éric Chouinard et Simon Gagné, entre autres. Tous ces derniers ont non seulement brillé, mais ils ont aussi décidé de redonner et de travailler dans notre ligue pour votre bien, pour le bien de nos joueurs. Merci et bravo! L'histoire de la LHJMQ ne se limite pas au hockey. Aujourd'hui, c'est plus de 1,3 million par année en bourse d'études que nous versons pour que nos anciens poursuivent leur parcours académique. Aujourd'hui, on a annoncé avec fierté que ces bourses seront augmentées de 20% à partir de 2025. Et je tiens à remercier les propriétaires d'en faire une propriété. Oui. Today we announce that we will raise the scholarships for our players by 20% as of 2025, and I do want to thank all the owners for making this a priority. À la Ligue, nous serons toujours ici pour vous supporter. Vous aurez à votre disposition tous les outils nécessaires pour atteindre vos objectifs comme athlète et comme étudiant. We are here to support you. You will have all the tools that you need to be successful both on the ice and in school. You will have an incredible opportunity, and only you can make it a dream come true. Maintenant, j'aimerais féliciter, on ne peut pas commencer sans féliciter les voltigeurs de Drummondville, gagnants du trophée Gilles Courteau et nos dignes représentants à la Coupe Mémorial. Bravo, voltigeurs. I want to congratulate Drummondville on winning the cup and representing us in Saginaw. Finally, a very heartfelt thank you to Avenir Moncton, who made this happen, to the mayor, Madame Darn Arnold, as well as your Moncton Wildcats and their owner, Robert Irving, for their valued support in making this draft possible. Et maintenant, on est rendu. Bon repêchage. Enjoy the draft. Pour la première sélection de la première ronde, Cap-Breton, vous avez le premier choix. Transaction au premier choix. Avec quelle équipe?
Québec, les papiers sont à l'avant.
Québec, vous confirmez? Québec, vous confirmez? Parfait. S'il vous plaît, apportez les papiers à l'avant.
Looks like Quebec is going to be making the move as I think they're employing the talking stick philosophy here. Something that you might see in the back of the schools there, Craig.
Well, everyone was waited for bated breath there for the. We just wanted to hear the trade music, Mavs. Really?
Absolutely. The transaction trade music has overtaken the Avenir Centre as one of the worst kept secrets in junior hockey has been revealed. The Cape Breton Eagles trading the first overall pick to the Quebec Remparts. They're working things out now. Simon Gagné, the Kevin Costner stunt double from their social media post earlier today. The paperwork being worked out. Craig, go ahead.
Well, really, a first overall pick. We already talked about it, Mavs, off the top of the show. Really 4 pieces. We know that's confirmed at 4, but we just don't know what that's going to look like. So the board is going to be changing non-stop.
Alors, Cap-Breton cède à Québec son premier choix de 2024. Cape Breton trades the first pick of 2024 to the Québec Remparts. Québec cède à Cap-Breton Luca Conley, 2007-04-30. Première ronde, son choix de première ronde, 4e 2024. Son choix de deuxième ronde, acquis de Drummondville 2025. Son choix de première ronde, 2026. Québec trades to Cap-Breton Luca Conley, 2007-04-30. First round, their 4th pick of the 2024. Second round, acquired from Drummondville in 2025. And first round, their own in 2026. J'appelle donc à l'avant Simon Gagné, directeur gérant, Nicole Bouchard, directrice générale adjointe des Remparts, Marc Chamard, directeur du recrutement, Éric Veilleux, entraîneur-chef, Tommy Castonguay, vice-président opération, Marie-Pierre Simard, membre, Nicolas Savoie, ancien joueur de l'équipe championne de 2023, et Avenir Centre, ancien joueur équipe championne de 2023.
Wow, big trade there by Cape Breton and Quebec, and Cape Breton gets 3 picks in return and a prospect, a goaltender from the Quebec Remparts. A big, big trade for Sly and the Eagles.
And with that, Quebec, you're talking about them needing young talent, and you can see the name on the jersey already.
Merci, Monsieur le Commissaire.
Spoiler.
Bonsoir. Hi, everyone. First of all, les Remparts de Québec would like to thank the Moncton Wildcats and the city of Moncton for their hospitality in this great setup. Merci. Nous tenons à féliciter les voltigeurs de Drummondville pour leur conquête du trophée Gilles Courteau. Félicitations. Avant d'annoncer notre choix, je tiens à saluer nos partisans qui sont ici. Il y en a dans la salle, merci d'être présents. Et les gens qui nous regardent à la maison, merci d'être derrière nous année après année. Et maintenant, les Remparts de Québec sont fiers de sélectionner avec leur premier choix, le tout premier au total du repêchage 2024 de la LHJMQ, après le père, le fils, Maddox Dagenet.
Dagenet comes in at 6'3", my friends. You talk about a big center with a tremendous shot. Guy put up 81 points in 35 games this year with the Quint Red Devils of the OMHA U16.
Does everything at top speed, Mavs, and really he drives the offense. Obviously, he's Q ready right now to jump in. Again, put him on the wing to start things. expose him to the league, and then you slide him over, maybe even halfway through his rookie season. There are some tendencies. He needs to come back and support the puck on the regroup at times, but those are all coachable things, and he's going to step in and contribute right away. As you can see in the highlights, this kid can really rip a puck, and he's got great instincts. He's going to put up a lot of points in the league for years to come.
This is a home run pick by Quebec. I mean, he played in Ontario. He's able to play in the league because of his father, Pierre Dagenet, also played in the Quebec League, making him eligible to play, and Quebec managing to get him to report. He is an unbelievable shooter. He wants a puck on his stick. Yeah, he lacks defensively. All the kids in this draft have something to work on. They're 16 years old. This kid's going to be a home run for this team.
And he played in the Q League for the Moncton Alpines. Going back to 1996, his dad, Al Maddox, joining the league.
And that's how you know the trade was done for a while. His name is on the back of the jersey, as we mentioned.
Second in OMHA scoring.
He can play in traffic. He's confident with the puck on his stick, and his puck skills next level. It's just about getting to the middle and engaging and executing at this level, and that's going to take him a short time. Kid's really got great instincts. He's going to be a star in this league.
Is he ever? Don't be shocked if he puts up close to 20 goals in his rookie year. He's got such a good release, already junior ready, and he's playing in a big market in Quebec, and the fans there, they're going to remember this kid for years to come.
Now the question is, though, as well, is at 6'3", he was playing U16 and putting up these numbers. How is that going to transition into major junior hockey?
It's going to translate, Mavs, just because of his skill and that will to compete. He's just got to really focus on the other side of the puck at the next level. And right, the coaching staff with the Rampart, don't worry, folks, they'll take care of that.
Yeah, I mean, he's second in lead scoring, the first player in lead scoring when first overall in the OHL draft. So it goes to show the talent that this kid has and how good he's going to be in this league.
Well, we go from the Quebec Rampart, who picked up that pick from the Cape Breton Eagles, to, well, Troy Langstaff down there with Maddox.
Well, Maddox, congratulations, my friend. How were the nerves sitting in that seat waiting for your name to be called?
A lot. I've waited this moment for a lot. With my family, my friend, everything, yeah.
A special moment for you and your family. 25 years ago, your father was selected first overall in the QMJHL Draft. So to be able to share a moment with him and your family, of course, how special is that?
It's very special. I think we work hard every day of our life, and I'm very proud of this.
A very historic Quebec Rampart franchise, a year removed from a Memorial Cup. How excited are you to get going with Quebec?
Very much. I think it's one of the biggest organizations in the QMJHL, and I'm very excited to get started.
Walk me through this last week for you. Obviously a lot of nerves, probably very emotional for you and your family. Getting set for this draft over the course of the last week, what was that experience like for you?
Great. We've traveled a lot. It's far from home. It's far from Moncton, and we're excited to come here, and it's a long day here.
Final question for you. To finally hear your name called, walk down that red carpet. You looked really excited to put that jersey on, my friend. You wanted that photo to be over immediately. What was it like to walk down that red carpet and take this all in here in Moncton?
Stressful, I think. It's very stressful, and I'm very excited.
We're excited to see you out on the ice. Congrats, and good luck in your hockey future.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Family all excited to see him up on the big screen, and the screen's just going to be even bigger in Quebec.
Well-read young man there and ready to get things going in Quebec.
Start of their rebuild. This is the first big piece in the rebuild, and we saw the list of first overall picks. He's going to join it, and he's going to be one of those storied names, I'm sure.
Now we get ourselves ready for the Val-d'Or foyer. The pick is in. Mario Cecchini ready for the Val-d'Or foyer.
Val-d'Or, vous avez le deuxième choix. Alors, j'invite sur la scène Maxime Desruisseaux directeur gérant hockey et entraîneur-chef, head coach and general manager, Sébastien Charpentier, DG adjoint et recruteur-chef, head of scouting, Danny Marchand, président, president, et Christian Marchand, actionnaire.
We see they need to keep building. They're looking for some veteran talent. Where do we see them going here in this draft?
I personally, Mavs, I think they're going to target a potential defenseman. They're going to need help on the back end. Tons of talent, and I just see them really focusing in potentially on the right side.
I would like to thank the Moncton Wildcats organization for the great week we have so far. Je suis un ancien Wildcats. Je voudrais prendre un petit moment pour remercier M. Robert Irving pour les 3 belles années que j'ai passées ici. Merci, Robert. With our first selection, les Foreurs de Val-d'Or, we are very proud to select from les Estacades de Trois-Rivières, Benjamin Cossette-Ayotte.
Benjamin Cossette-Ayotte. This is a young guy who, the second half of his U18 rookie season, really turned it on. Came out of nowhere. He led all rookie defensemen in scoring.
Absolutely, and you want a guy that's going to be involved in the play, this is your guy. He does not play safe. He doesn't know what that word means. He's jumping up into play. He's keeping tight gap at all times. He runs the top of the umbrella for one of the Team Quebec teams in the QMJHL Cup. This kid loves being involved, and this is a great selection by Val-d'Or.
I see him as a 2.5 zone defender at the Q level. He's Q ready, and he's going to step in and really, he's not a transporter of the puck. He's not going to take the puck and go. He's a distributor of the puck. He's got a fantastic first pass, and he plays in all 3 zones. Here's a kid that's ready to step in and have an impact. Like Greg alluded to, calm, cool, and collected on the back end.
Well, and that's one of the things that scouts point to him is very good at breaking up odd man rushes, and they talk about being calm and collected. You need to have that skill and that composure when you got 2 or 3 coming down on you.
100%, and for fans that might be in the Maritimes, he's very similar play style to a Brady Schultz of the Halifax Mooseheads, where he can lay a massive hit. He doesn't mind being physical, but he also loves controlling the puck in the offensive zone.
Really, when you look at a young defenseman that has solid gap control and stick awareness in all 3 zones, he's Q ready. He's going to step in and really solidify their blue line and their back end for years to come. It's a fantastic pick, and let's focus on his skating as well. Obviously, every young player is going to work on their skating. He's Q ready. He's going to have to get a little stronger upper body wise to make sure he wins those puck battles below the dots.
Young guy who missed a lot of hockey time though with a broken leg, then a sprained ankle, but again, at this frame, he's coming in 6 foot 160, put on 10 pounds over this season. So that is a kid that is really putting the time in the gym to perfect his craft.
Well, you could probably see him slide into the 3 role right away, and then by Christmas, he's going to be a top pair guy in Val-d'Or.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, scouts loved him the second half of the year when the Q Cup got going, when the QMJHL prospects in Quebec play the Ontario prospects as well in their own mini tournament. He was very, very good. He had scouts raving, and in the videos I watched, again, he wanted the puck on his stick as a defenseman. Anyone that can control the play from the back end, especially a right-handed shot, is so valuable in today's game.
Getting ourselves set as we are going from the Val-d'Or foyer, and now it is time to throw it back to Mario Cecchini at the podium as we are getting ourselves set for pick number 3 here tonight.
Cataracte de Shawinigan, vous avez le 3e choix.
Oui.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène le président, le président Roger Lavergne, directeur général, general manager Martin Maudou, recruteur-chef, head scout Mario Carrière, recruteur et conseiller opération hockey, scout and operation hockey counselor Jacques Carrière, Pascal Dupuis, directeur adjoint, et Daniel Renaud, entraîneur-chef à la scène.
What are we looking at with Shawinigan here? This is a team that lost first round, 215 goals against on 195 goals for 64 points on the season.
They're a team that, again, they have some interesting pieces. Torigny on the back end, very, very good player. You need someone to help Cole Chandler, their first round pick last year, who's an offensive, dynamic player. This is where they're going to probably try and find a linemate for him.
Les Cataractes de Shawinigan sont fiers de sélectionner un produit local des Estacades de Trois-Rivières M18-3A, Chad Legit-Sakos.
Chad Legit-Sakos going, a kid, 41 points, 42 games in his season with the Trois-Rivières Estacades. He finished 5th. Beg your pardon, him and Lowton were a very high-scoring duo. He really has the nose for the puck.
He does. Speedy winger, great skater, very good puck skills, good in traffic. Needs to get to the middle with more frequency, but this kid can really pass the puck. Great vision, offensive instincts, and needs to get stronger, obviously, but can definitely run the power play from the half boards. He's offensively gifted, can really rip a puck, and he's Q ready. He'll have to continue to put up points. Obviously, he can do that here with Shawinigan, and based solely on his compete level and his hockey IQ, this kid can bring it night in, night out.
Here's what coaches and scouts love the most when drafting players, especially at this young age. It's who gets hot at the end of the year when games matter the most. He had a point per game during the regular season for Trois-Rivières, but guess what happened in the playoffs? Goes to a nearly 2-point-per-game clip for Trois-Rivières, takes him to a league final against that McGaw-Cantonais team that won the TELUS Cup. And he was the big reason for it. Scouts love this kid. He was barely ranked in the first round before the season started. He has shot all the way up to number 3, and he is probably, you'd make an argument, the best pure offensive player available in this draft.
One of the things I liked out of watching that highlight pack is he is going full speed with that puck.
Well, and guys, he was ranked 8th coming in by the CSR. So this is a big jump from a CSR perspective to be selected at 3. Obviously, Shawinigan trading into that position, they identified this player right away, and it fits their mold.
He's going to play with Cole Chandler. They're going to be 2 very dynamic forwards for them. And again, it's the end of the year things that they do. 18 points in his final 8 regular season games, 24 points in 15 playoff games. Scouts and coaches put a big premium on that. And Pascal Dupuis in the stat, you see Cole Chandler on the right. They're excited.
Nose for the net, nose for the puck. This is a kid that, again, with Cole Chandler, it could be a very dynamic tag team for the Shawinigan Cataracts.
Great reaction by the kid on stage. Whoa.
Yeah.
He's surprised. It's great to see. And his release, guys, that's what it's all about. Heavy, accurate release. And he can get to the spot, and once he's there, he can finish.
And you know what? It was about that shot right there. Mom and dad, sister crying. I mean, that's what's so unique about the QMJHL draft and why we do it in person. It's for those reactions, and the reaction of that kid there, he's going to see that on his highlight reel the rest of his hockey career.
I know we go and get ourselves ready. Chad had the big whoa reaction, and he's going to be having a whoa reaction as he's getting himself set up for a quick interview with Troy Langstaff. I know they're getting him set there, and they're ready for him down at floor level.
Chad, I know we're only 3 picks in, but I think you had the loudest cheers so far. Who's here watching you tonight, and who do you have to thank for bringing you to this moment here in your hockey career?
Man, I have so many supporters here, my family, friends, so many buddies that I have here. I mean, so much support over the years. I wouldn't be here without them, my family. Thank you, Mom, Dad. Love you so much. Sisters, Marco. So glad you guys can be here. just thankful for this opportunity. Thank you so much to the organization. Just happy, man.
When you put that jersey on, and you see that last name on this Shawinigan yellow, how special is that and how cool is it to see?
Oh, I was dreaming of this, man. It couldn't be more perfect. I'm like I said, it's the perfect scenario. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I don't have words.
Thanks for this and good luck on your next chapter. Thank you, guys.
Excited young man, and putting all the thanks to his family.
Well, it's an emotional night for all these young players, but wears his heart on his sleeve as a player on and off the ice. Obviously, you could see that. And now, pick 4. What's Sly got to do?
Well, it's now time to see what's going to happen with the Cape Breton Eagles. Mario Cecchini at the podium. Let's see where we will be seeing this pick go.
Do you think the microphone might work this time, Mavs?
Oh, I think they might have done some technical fixes.
Eagles de Cap-Breton, vous avez la 4e sélection. Cape Breton Eagles, you have the 4th pick.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
I call to the stage Trevor Simon, owner. Sylvain Couturier, general manager. John Hanna, assistant general manager. Pat Leblond, head scout. Jonathan Murphy, head scout. Louis Robitaille, head coach. Et Gerard Shaw, member.
Eagles brass making their way up to the stage. Louis Robitaille, as always, rocking the 3-piece suit, the trademark.
If you're Cape Breton right now, again, I thought they might trade and move down even farther. They're targeting a player right now, but they can stay patient. They don't have to bring him in right away with their roster. So it's a great pick here.
First, I want to say thanks to our fans back in Cape Breton. Les Eagles du Cap-Breton sont fiers de sélectionner du Blizzard du séminaire Saint-François, Romain l'Italien.
Romain l'Italien coming out. This guy jumped out to a very, very hot start in the season. A 6'1", 170-pound kid out of St. Francois, the Blizzard. 30 points in 32 games.
He projects to be a solid second line or third line center. He's heavy and heady. He's very, very smart. Can play in any situation. Quarterbacks the power play and has ice in his veins back there. Great compete level and composure when he has the puck on his stick. And guys, he distributes the puck so well coming through the middle, and he can really skate too. Strong strides. And again, like I just said, they don't have to rush him. He can take his time. He'll step in, potentially play, but if he's not there right now, I think he's Q ready. I think he'll be ready to go, but they're in a situation where they don't have to rush a young player, which is critical.
Yeah, it's a player that has a lot of talent. He, at times, watching him play and getting scouts' words on him, he does try to do a little bit too much at times with the puck. He tries to go one-on-one, one-on-two a lot of times, and again, Louis Robitaille will quickly fix that, and knowing the coach that he is with the Eagles. But big frame kid, obviously not trading down. Cape Breton really, really likes him to keep that pick and views him as a big part of their future.
Kid has a very, very heavy shot. Some comparing it to a shot like Justin Poirier that we saw do some dental work in Cape Breton during the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And the shot is one thing scouts really look for, and coaches value highly. A kid that can score from anywhere on the ice. And again, if he's able to rely more on his teammates, this guy could end up being one of the biggest steals of the first round.
One line in my report that really jumps out is he really supports and comes back to the puck, which will increase his options in open ice. But he doesn't cheat it. He doesn't cheat the game. So when I was watching him, plays the game and the position the right way, and he makes people around him a lot better. And that's what you need from that second, third line, and potentially a first line center in the years to come.
I know it's a small sample size, tied for second in scoring in the final leg of the Q Cup, and again, That's against those top prospects. Those are those big-time games where you really need to show out.
Absolutely. He's a player that's going to score a lot, no question about it, and he's going to score highlight reel goals. He already has at the U18 level and even younger. But again, sometimes that play style is a little harder to bring to the junior level, and that's going to be up to Nick McNeil and Matt Anthony and Louis to figure out, and they're probably one of the best coaching staffs to do it.
Well, and again, Louis Robitaille's got to be very happy to see his draft pick come down in a three-piece suit, because it's always best with Louis Robitaille.
Absolutely, always, and Louis matching Troy with the green suit as well tonight.
It's good to see, yes, as we are getting ourselves. But again, this is a kid, one of the league top scorers with them, and actually, L'Italien is right now joined with Troy Langstaff.
Romain, going to Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. First question for you. It's an important one. How's the English?
It's good, I think.
You were with a very good program with the Blizzard, and you're going to a very good organization with Cape Breton, who's looking to contend again next season. How excited are you to be added to a team that's going to need your help for a long playoff push that they're expecting?
It's awesome. I think I'm going to do my best to help them, and we'll see. I'm just so happy.
For those in Nova Scotia that are hearing of you for the first time, what's one thing that you want them to know about you, hockey-wise or personally?
I think I'm going to give them everything I got, so I just want them to like me, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks for your time. Welcome to the East Coast.
Thank you.
Guys.
Family happy to see up in the stands as the Eagles take Romain L'Italien, and with that we hear the pick is in as we are going from Cape Breton over to the Port City St. John, the Sea Dogs. What are you expecting here, Craig?
Well, they have to get more skilled up front, and they have to also address a lot of things on their back end as well, and potentially some goaltending. There's a lot of question marks right now surrounding the St. John Sea Dogs and the direction that they're going to take moving forward here. Tough season last year, a rebuilding type season. They've done well. They've drafted well.
And we're about to find out where they are drafting as Mario is at the podium, ready to go with the 5th pick here, the St. John Sea Dogs.
St. John Sea Dogs, you have the pick number 5. Les Sea Dogs de Saint-Jean, vous avez le choix numéro 5.
Sir.
Sorry?
Le commissaire.
Oui. Alors, I call to the stage Scott McCain, owner and CEO, Trevor Georgie, president, Anthony Stala, general manager, Marc-Olivier Heredia, head scout, Justin Landry, assistant to the GM and director of analytics, Travis Crickard, head coach, Tyler Peddle, player, and Matthew Oman, player.
Greg, what are you seeing here with this St. John Sea Dogs pick?
I think they need a lot, as Craig said. I mean, they're in their rebuild mode, and they need pretty much all positions at this point in the draft. There's a lot of good players available, but again, they need that talent up front, as Craig alluded to really start putting some putts in the net.
When you're drafting during a rebuild, you have to, and we talked about it off camera earlier today, you build through the middle. And it starts at the back end and works your way out.
First off, the St. John Sea Dogs organization wants to thank the City of Moncton, Mr. Irving and the Moncton Wildcats, and the entire community for the incredible hospitality and the great draft they've put on here in Moncton this week. And we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our fans, our alumni, and the folks watching at home who've made the trip up here from the City of Champions, St. John, New Brunswick, for making the trip. Thank you. And without further ado, I'd like to invite up our general manager, Anthony Stella, to make our first selection.
St. John selects William Yared.
Yared coming out of the St. Louis Lions program. A young man put up 42 points, 10 goals, 32 assists in 41 games. Scouts say this is a kid that, when the puck gets on his stick, very hard to take it away from him.
Well, he's a complete 200-foot center, and he's going to step in and be your second, third line center at 16. But there's potential for him to jump into the top line center role at 17. His vision and passing ability is tremendous, and really, he relies on his hockey IQ and instincts. This kid cares about the other side of the puck, which is very rare at this age, but that'll definitely serve him well. This kid has a ton of pro potential. He understands the positioning and how to receive pucks in full stride while supporting the rush. Great heavy release as well. And the last line of my scouting report, Yared is a kid you build around. He's a centerman that every organization wishes they could draft and build around. The St. John Sea Dogs have their future first-line center.
Yeah, he comes from Lac St. Louis, and that team is very well known and very well regarded in the U18 ranks around the Eastern Conference of Canada. And his coach actually described him as one of the best 200-foot players he's ever seen at that level, which is very high praise considering the NHL caliber players that have come from that program. If you are a fan of St. John, expect to see a player very similar to Patrice Bergeron. This guy is out in late game situations winning faceoffs. He supports the puck very well. And I just had to sneak in a Boston Bruins reference.
Greg, I think you just made a new best friend.
Holy jumpins.
I'm a Montreal fan. He's one of my favorite players of all time, Patrice Bergeron. And the Lac St. Louis coach, when I talked to him, he said it reminds him so much of him. He can score, he can defend, he can kill penalties. St. John's got a gem here.
I've also heard he's got a nice little edge to him as well. Doesn't mind getting into a little bit of jostling around the net.
And he really drives offensive opportunities with his size and his powerful skating ability. Again, you have a centerman that can see the ice, distributes the puck, plays with that edge, and takes care of all three zones. You got a very special player.
And like you mentioned, Craig, it's so rare at this age to have players that want to take care of their defensive zone more and more. I mean, that's the skill that they usually acquire at this level. And he already has that, and he relishes in that role. So this is a great acquisition here for St. John.
Well, you talk, sorry, Max, you talk about character and the intangibles. We talk about that. It's cliche in the scouting world, but it's very rare. So when you find a player like this, you draft them, and you draft them early, and that's exactly what the St. John Sea Dogs have done.
And when we find a player like this, we send them to Troy Langstaff.
Well, Will, from Lac St. Louis to St. John, New Brunswick, how much do you know about the city?
Don't know much, but I know I'm gonna, learn a lot about it. I mean, I've done my research. I have a few facts, but I'm just really excited to get going.
You were ranked high on a lot of scouts' lists. Obviously, you're selected 5th overall in the QMJHL Draft, my friend. When you go throughout the season, and I'm sure you know your name's up there, how do you kind of block that out and make sure you focus on your game and play to the way you know how?
I mean, my main focus is always the team. I want to win, so all the noise, I always block that out. Make sure I help my team out, play to the best of my abilities, and that's it.
A lot of your teammates obviously here in attendance expecting to hear their name called, whether it's today or tomorrow, but to be able to share a moment like this with your family and your friends and your teammates, how cool is that to have them all here?
I mean, it's amazing. I can't really thank them enough. And my teammates, they're like brothers to me. I wouldn't be here without them, and same goes for my family.
Thanks for your time. We'll see you out in the ice next fall.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Again, and there you, St. John, blue collar, loves the hard-working kids. They're going to have a gem of a kid with this.
Absolutely, and this draft is unique in the fact that anyone could go anywhere depending on who picked where, but this kid was very highly regarded by every team in this draft.
Well, also highly regarded is Mario Cecchini. He's at the podium as we are ready for pick number 6.
Les Saguenayens de Chicoutimi avec le choix numéro 6 with pick number 6.
Oui.
Alors, j'appelle à l'avant Yannick Jean, DG et entraîneur-chef, Daniel Demers, dépisteur-chef, M. Richard Letourneau, président, M. Jean-François Abraham, vice-président opération, M. Yves Gérard, vice-président, et M. Richie Thibault, assistant directeur général.
Interesting to hear a smattering of applause and a little other interest. Richie Thibault was the Wildcats general manager about a month ago.
Yeah, it was announced a few days ago that he was going to head over to Chicoutimi, and mixed reaction, we shall say.
And he is leading the way to the podium with purpose.
He might make the pick. He might announce the pick here, and he's walking to the podium.
Hey, if Chicoutimi's smart, they'd let him go up there and take that microphone.
The rich is going to get richer, Mavs. They're a great young team.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Irving, City of Moncton, and all the Moncton Wildcat fans for a great event. Les Saguenay de Chicoutimi sont fiers de sélectionner du moins 18-3 Esther Blodin, Jaden Plouffe.
Plouffe coming in. Oh, now this is a kid with speed. Speed for days.
Not just speed, but explosive speed. Very powerful skater, can get up and down the ice so quickly. And not only can he go up and down the ice quickly, he can think the game quickly. And if you put those two things together, it makes for a dangerous hockey player. And this young man is going to join an assortment of riches in Chicoutimi.
He can play both positions up front, can play through the middle. Obviously, he will create terror offensively. He has great hands in tight, can really elevate pucks. But as you alluded to, this kid absolutely flies. In my opinion, he's the purest skater in the draft, bar none.
We saw Chicoutimi up close and personal in a 4-game series against the Cape Breton Eagles this year. Yes, the Eagles swept them, but man, were they very, very impressive, and they are only going to get better with the talent they have drafted, the team they assembled, and adding this piece. They are now in that, again, they're one of those 4 teams in that East that is really pushing all the chips in.
And you can shelter him and put him on the wing early and help him up and then move him to the center position. And he's gritty enough and he's fast enough that he could probably play in a bottom 6 role on a highly talented team as a 16 because he's reliable. And he takes care of all 3 zones. Look at his size, though. I don't care how tall a kid is. If he's 6'1", 5'11", if you can skate like lightning, you're going to play. And this kid's going to play and do a lot of damage for the Sags.
Yeah, he's joining that team in Chicoutimi. I mean, Maxime Massé, Emile Guité, trading for Cassim Godet, now having this player to the mix. This team is going to be absolutely dangerous for the next few years, and they are doing very good through the draft in the last 2 years as the Chicoutimi Saguenay.
And they also have a pick, they've got a pick in at 10, and if I'm not mistaken, go ahead, Craig.
No, you're right, Mavs. Yeah, and I'll tell you, right now, you're looking, these organizations are keying in on potentially 2-year runs. This team, deep enough and young enough to potentially go for 3 runs at a championship.
Well, Troy's going to go for a run with him here in an interview because Jaden Plouffe now joining with Troy Langstaff.
Jaden, one thing about you that's been all over scouts' lists and you know, writings about you is your speed. Please tell me you took your time walking down the red carpet to kind of soak it all in.
Yeah, I take my speed, really practice all the time, and I'm really proud to be part of the Saguenay family.
As a 15-year-old last year, top 10 in league scoring, how do you make sure your offense kind of carries over to this next level?
I'm going to play really quick, go in front of the net, and take some shot, and yeah, that's it.
Chicoutimi's really excited to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Guys. Thanks, Jaden.
Thanks, Troy. The family all excited as Jaden is very excited to go into Chicoutimi, and we are very excited to go to Mario Cecchini because the Victoria Valtigra sitting in at pick number 7, and the pick is in.
Les Tigres de Victoriaville avec le choix numéro 7 with pick number 7.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, j'invite à la scène Charles Pellerin, président, Kevin Cloutier, directeur général, Martin Chouinard, adjoint au directeur général, Gilles Tremblay, recruteur-chef, et Carl Mallette, entraîneur-chef.
Boys, for Victoriaville, what are we looking for here?
It's a team that just came off the last few seasons going for it. Now the junior hockey cycle will catch up to them. Now it's time to restock the shelves, and you're going to have to do it at the forward position probably first. They probably need a quality offensive player to score some goals for them.
Well, they need that skill. And it doesn't matter what size it's going to be, they need skill up front. There's no question.
Premièrement, j'aimerais souhaiter à notre merveilleux confrère Alain Préfontaine une merveilleuse retraite. De la Ligue Midget 3A du Québec, des Estacades de Trois-Rivières, Enzo Lotin.
Enzo Lott going, and again, we talk about Lott when we talk about the Chad Liskowski pick, because those two were a dynamic tag team with Trois-Rivières. Kid's got to find his scoring touch, though, at the Q level. You talk about it being a bit smaller stature, listed at 5'6", but you want to see the skill come over the size.
Well, he processes the game so well, sees the ice, very good passer of the puck, great release, and he doesn't need a lot of room to get it off. So this kid's got a quick release. He's a really dynamic player from the red line and in. He's going to have to find his defensive game and focus on both sides of the puck here at the Q level. But if you're the Tigre, this is a perfect pick because he's skilled. And he brings that element and speed. Small, speedy, and very skilled right winger. And he can play in traffic. So it's getting to the traffic. Now you have to execute. And that's what he's going to do here at the next level.
Yeah, for me, Enzo's an interesting player. Again, he was the line mate there of Chad that went on that deep run with Trois-Rivières in the playoffs. Over a point per game in the playoffs with Trois-Rivières. Again, he is not going to be looked upon to play defense. He is going to be looked upon to score goals. Hockey is forever changing, and everyone has a different role in the team. This kid's role is going to be to provide offense. As he almost trips up the stairs there, he is so excited. But this kid is small in stature, but very, very large in his hockey IQ and attack ability.
Very well-rounded in his game, and the scouts is, again, you know, some questions about the stature, but what he has been able to accomplish on the ice is gets the hat and the jersey.
There we go.
He's having a little rough time there with this jersey. He's overwhelmed with a bit
the hat off first, and then there you go.
Bit of the excitement.
And this is a great pick for Victoriaville, as we mentioned. They need to restock the shelves, and this is step one right here.
And again, a guy who can really slot in on their power play as well and find some opportunities in the special teams.
Look at that smile. That's what it's all about. What an end of the year Enzo had, and he really shot up the draft rankings quickly. And he's going to be a good one for the Tigre.
Scored 5 in the Q Cup as well. That was tied for most goals in the Q Cup.
Ranked 19th by the CSR, so that's a big jump. Again, players and teams, I don't like talking about players falling and jumping and all that stuff here because they're so young. But when you have an organization targeting players, I think it's fantastic.
I think it goes to speak about this draft too. Again, a lot of people had kids ranked all over the place depending on who you asked and what team you asked. It's just a year where there's no consensus like top 10, and we're seeing that early on.
Yeah, it has been one of those years where, again, everything's kind of been thrown in the blender. The only thing that has been thrown in the blender so far has been the draft order.
Absolutely.
Well, exactly. I was just going to mention that. We were talking off the top of the show, trades, trade center, and it's been quiet, eerily quiet.
Which means we might have just jinxed it. But anyways, I know right now Troy is standing by with an interview.
Enzo, an incredible second half of the season for you. You really picked up your game and saw your name climb in some scouting rankings. What was it? Was it a piece of advice from a coach or a teammate, a parent that maybe helped you propel your game in the second half of the season?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's all the the things that I do from the beginning, like from the beginning of the year, from the beginning of my career. I work all day, and for sure, like I talk a lot with my coach and my teammates. My parents were always here for me, my agent too. So I want to thank them, my family, my agent, and my friend.
In the playoffs, you're over a point per game as a 15-year-old. What is it about big games that helps you elevate your level of play?
I think it's just the stress that came with the big game. It's where I perform the better, and my game is the better and I can help my team win more games.
The games are only going to get bigger, my friend. Congratulations on being drafted to Victoriaville, and we're excited to see your hockey career continue.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Enzo Lawton now off to Victoriaville as we see that the pick is in. The St. John Sea Dogs are ready for their second selection here in the first round. We throw it to Mario Cicchini.
St. John Sea Dogs with pick number 8, le choix numéro 8.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, I call on stage Scott McCain, owner and CEO, Trevor Georgie, president, Anthony Stella, general manager, Marc-Olivier Heredia, head scout, Justin Landry, assistant to the GM and director of analytics, Travis Crickard, head coach, Tyler Peddle, player, and Matthew Oman, player.
Sea Dogs, who we have already talked about, William Yard, they've added a center.
And no timeouts from the Sea Dogs. No timeouts here. Notorious for taking timeouts. Right? They have their draft board, they have their draft list, and they're ready to go. You have to respect that.
I would like to add my congratulations and thanks to Robert Irving and the Moncton Wildcats for hosting this year's draft. It's been terrific so far, and I just want to say thank you from our organization. The St. John Sea Dogs are very proud to select from the Lac St. Louis Lions, Dylan Rosie.
Dylan Rosie, this is a kid that set the record for under 15 AAA with 96 points when he played there, and last year in U18 as a 15-year-old, 46 points, most at that age level, and 7th in league scoring.
Well, Moncton obviously tied to the family. Moncton drafted his older brother Jake. Jake went to the USHL, but Dylan, very good skater, reliable two-way winger, needs to physically engage a little bit more on the defensive side of things and be harder on pucks in all three zones to reach his full potential. But his speed is very deceptive. His agility makes people miss, and he has a very hard shot. This kid is going to score a ton of points. You know, I could see him going instantly on the second unit of the power play. He's Q ready, just needs to bring some physicality and more consistency. But you could say that about a lot of young 15-year-olds. But he's a good, great scoring forward with great potential here in the QMJHL.
He's the best playmaker in the draft, and it's not even close. He's the best playmaker. Great job here by St. John, as this kid was about 50-50 on which way he was going to go, USHL route or Quebec League route. St. John swinging for the fences, and the fact they have him up on stage is going to put the jersey on speaks well for his ability to report to St. John.
Was selected 4th round of the USHL draft to Youngstown, but is here tonight putting on the jersey, smile on the face. And this is a kid that, again, the Sea Dogs in their rebuild have found a playmaker if he can end up at Harbor Station.
Well, this makes the St. John Sea Dogs instantly better up front with their 2 first-round picks. And this is how you build and develop. Now, Travis is going to do the job and really mold these young players and build that culture and identity that some people question was lacking the last season through their lineup, top to bottom. just that identity. What were the St. John Sea Dogs? Obviously a rebuilding franchise, but they've been there before and they've reached the junior hockey supremacy in 2022.
It's been quite a night for the Lac St. Louis Lions, we'll say that.
Has it ever. Again, one of the top programs in the country doing its thing.
Yeah, and again, you talked about they were a very young team, and we're seeing this as the potential is being shown and picked up here in the draft. And again, finish scoring like he's 15, led all scorers at 15 in U18, 7th in league scoring. He's standing by now with Troy Langstaff.
Well, Dylan, you like to score goals, eh? 17 this year. You had 48 the year before. How do you make sure that translates to the QMJHL?
Well, I just make sure to just practice every day my shot, and just, even though I scored a lot of goals in the past, I make sure not to just focus too much on goals. I just go to the next level. Hopefully it translates, but if it's not, I'll just keep working hard and just try to make it happen.
Now, your brother was drafted in the QMJHL a couple years ago. Is there bragging rights now that you're drafted a little bit higher?
I mean, obviously it's nice for being drafted higher than him, and I'll make sure to let him know.
I bet you will. Congrats, my friend. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Guys?
I think he just let him know. Message sent, message received. And as we say that, the pick for the Acadie Bathurst Titan has been received and is in as we go back up to the podium to Mario Cicchini.
Titan de Bathurst.
Oui, monsieur
Pick
le
number
commissaire.
9 avec le choix numéro 9.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, I call to the stage Gordy Dwyer, General Manager and Head Coach, Sam Mayers, Head Coach, Paul Curry, Head Atlantic Scout, André Cyr, Member and Ownership Representative, and Matthew Smith, Director of Operations.
Acadie Bathurst, one of the teams, again, made it to the second round of the postseason last year. And again, a team at Christmas looked like they were selling. We didn't really know what was going to happen there, but really, I was really impressed by Gordy Dwyer's squad. I got to say it. In the sweep over Halifax, and even how competitively they played against Baker-Mo in the second round.
Well, we were just talking about identity and culture. You knew exactly who you were playing when the Teton came to town, especially in the second half. They showed up game in, game out, and really took it to teams with their work ethic.
Well, first of all, thank you to Mr. Irving for the hospitality this week here in Moncton. J'aimerais remercier les partisans du Titan à l'Acadie Bathurst, toute la région complète. Et le Titan est fier de sélectionner. The Titan are proud to select Biagio Jr. Daniele.
Biagio Daniele off there, and again, a member of the Laval Montreal Roussel Royale. 19 points in 42 games as a 5'10" defenseman, and finished second in defensive scoring among 15-year-olds, and a great plus-minus on that team for a team that struggled that year.
Well, he's a highly skilled transitional defender, fantastic skater and edge control, great gap control. He'll need to get stronger upper body wise. We can see that, but he's been putting in the work already. But tremendous first step and explosiveness, and right, he can play in any situation. He's at transitional speed and has a pro first step in open ice, can create offensive opportunities with his skating ability and a solid shot from the point, as you alluded to, Mavs. He brings it offensively, but this kid projects to be a top pair offensive dynamic force for years to come. He just needs to get stronger, and he'll do that. And Gordy does a great job developing players and setting players up for success, and that's why they had success after they made so many moves a season ago.
Yeah, you nailed it. Again, one thing Bathurst lacked this year, they were very good to watch. They worked hard. The one thing they lacked, an organizational need that they needed, someone to run the power play, someone to quarterback it. They did not have a defenseman that quarterbacked a power play, and it ended up being their Achilles heel. This kid will quarterback a power play, and he'll probably get the opportunity to do it this season.
Very calm, cool, and collected on the ice. Does not panic. And again, so you talk about a guy that can be up at the top of whatever power play system you design, to be able to swing the puck around, make the right decisions. You see him right there. You can see the emotion on his face, taking it all in.
Absolutely, and we mentioned last year when we saw Chicoutimi play and Alex Wang and how good of a skater he was on the ice. This kid's skating ability is right up there with his. That's how good it is.
He can skate in. He's not going to skate into trouble because he's so smart. He's a transitional guy, but his skating will get him out of trouble, and it's going to create offensive opportunities for the Tetons. This is a fantastic pick.
And he is just going to physically mature over his years as well. This is a very good pick. And you say, especially with that coaching staff and really how they turn out great defensemen with Acadie Bathurst.
Well, look at their Will Reynolds was outstanding in the second half after being acquired from the Huskies. They've got a bright future on their back end. And again, that's how you build championship rosters. You build through the middle.
And Biagio is now joined with Troy Langstaff.
Biagio, to be able to be here and realize a hockey dream of being drafted in front of a crowd like this, with your family in attendance, we were walking down the aisle, we show them on the screen, tears falling in their eyes. How special is this?
It's an amazing feeling. You know, we've been working all our lives for this, all the sacrifices my parents have done. Mom and Dad, shout out to you. All the sacrifices they did for me throughout my whole career. It's just a dream come true and just an amazing experience.
You talk about work, my friend. This off-season, what do you want to make sure you're working on to make sure you are ready for this level of play?
Yeah, definitely my physical aspect of the game, and I can't wait to be a part of this team.
We can't wait to see you out on the ice come this fall. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nice. Thanks again, man.
Ready to put in the work as he heads up to Northern New Brunswick. And we are ready to head to the stage because the pick is in for Chicoutimi. Again, Chicoutimi already getting a speedster up front. We will see where the Sags go here with Mario Cicchini.
Saguenayens de Chicoutimi avec le choix numéro 10 with pick number 10. Oui. Alors, j'invite sur la scène Yannick Jean, DG et entraîneur-chef, Daniel Demers, dépisteur-chef, Richard Letourneau, président, Jean-François Abraham, vice-président opération, Yves Gérard, vice-président, et M. Brian Lizotte, assistant directeur général.
What are we looking for the second opportunity for Chicoutimi taking the stage tonight?
Well, we talk about drafting and developing. Take a look at their draft over the last three seasons here and what they've done. It's textbook. And then you have Yannick Jean, the winningest coach in the league history, at the helm. This organization does it the right way.
Les Saguenayens de Chicoutimi sont heureux de sélectionner. Chicoutimi Saguenayens are proud to select from Charlottetown, St. Mary, Tynan Lawrence.
Tynan Lawrence from Fredericton is making the trip from Shattuck to Chicoutimi. If all goes the way the Sags want it. Greg.
Well, when you have draft stock and you have young talent, you can make this pick. And if Tynan reports, you've potentially won another draft at 17.
That is the big if right now.
Exactly. So as of right now, he's committed to play at down south in the USHL, but this kid can bring it. The comparisons are going to be flying around because of his brother and this and that, but this kid can play. He's a reliable two-way forward. He's got tremendous speed, his playmaking ability, but he does everything the right way away from the puck, which really impressed me watching video on the kid. Back checks, does plays the game the right way. This is a great pick. And if he doesn't report, they have that pick in the following year's draft, which is also going to add to their assets.
He's the best player in the draft if he reports, bar none, not even a discussion.
If he reports, he has tendered with the USHL.
And it could be a situation where they're keeping him away from a team that's about to acquire a pick next. And we're going to see who that is.
Oh, so a defensive play.
Yes.
A
they are known for doing that.
Well, we are going to go to see what is happening next as Mario is at the podium.
Océanique de Rimouski avec le choix numéro 11 with pick number 11.
Transaction.
Transaction avec quelle équipe?
Les Mooseheads d'Halifax.
Mooseheads d'Halifax, please confirm.
Et monsieur le commissaire.
Parfait. Apportez les papiers, s'il vous plaît.
There we have the Halifax Mooseheads making their move. But did Chicoutimi swoop in and steal the thunder?
From what I've been hearing leading up to this draft this is going to be the Matthew Cataford deal. He's going to Rimouski here. And from what I heard all week was Halifax is going to be very active in this first round. And Tynan Lawrence they were looking at. They have a few other kids they're looking at. That's why I'm very surprised Chicoutimi took him and had his name on a jersey. They might be committed to it, but this is going to be part of the Matthew Cataford deal to Rimouski.
Obviously hit the nail on the head. Going back to the Lawrence pick, if he's committed at 16 to play down there and he wants to come back home to the league in the queue, then Chicoutimi has done their due diligence and have selected the right player.
And now about this pick, this is all about the return. We've heard it's 2 firsts and 2 seconds as a return for Matthew Cataford. We've also heard a lot of other things. This is going to be a big return.
We're going right over to Mario Cecchini at the podium. Papers are in. We'll hear what the transaction is.
Alors, Rimouski cède à Halifax leur choix de première ronde numéro 11 de 2024, le choix de deuxième ronde numéro 34 de 2024, le choix de troisième ronde numéro 48 de 2024, le choix de première ronde de 2026, le choix de deuxième ronde de 2026. Rimouski trades to Halifax. First round, number 11, 2024. Second round, number 34, 2024. Third round, number 48, 2024. First round, 2026. And second round, 2026. En retour de Mathieu Cataford.
P for 5 pieces.
Seems fair. 5 pieces, 5 high draft picks, including
Halifax.
a first in 2026.
Vous avez le choix. Mooseheads d'Halifax. You have pick number 11. Vous avez le choix numéro 11.
It's a great deal.
Hey, and we already had Cataford here. You might as well go up and put the jersey on.
I call to the stage Sam Simon, owner. Peter Simon, owner. Cam Russell, general manager. Ali McDonald, assistant general manager. Tipper Leblanc, head scout. Et Marc Bonnet, head scout, Quebec.
Cataford is officially putting on his Rimouski Oceanic jersey.
Oh my goodness.
And he is going to be getting himself ready for the Memorial Cup. He won't be coming out on the ice to Sloan Money City Maniacs anymore.
No, he will not.
Well, at least not through the big inflatable H.
Now we see the Halifax Mooseheads come up on the stage. I've heard a lot of rumors that they are very high on a player. Very, very high. And
First
we're going
of all,
to see
I
it.
want to thank Mr. Irving, the Moncton Wildcats, and the Moncton community for hosting everybody here. A phenomenal job, really. Thank you, guys. Second, to the Drummondville Voltigeurs, a wonderful year, and congratulations on winning the Gilles Courteau Trophy. And lastly, to our scouts and everybody there at the Mooseheads table, thank you guys for everything the entire year, all the hard work you guys put in. Thank you guys. On behalf of the Halifax Mooseheads, we are proud to select from the Halifax McDonald's, Daniel Walters.
Daniel Walters going from the beasts of Robie Street to the beasts of the East. The Halifax McDonald's, no billet required.
Absolutely not. This is a great example of what happens when you play your best hockey when it matters most. You see all the people there that were so important in his development congratulating him. He was by far the best player in Atlantic Canada. In the Atlantics, in the Nova Scotia playoffs, he took off to a different level, and he rose up this draft ranking.
Early on, saw him at the Q Cup in October. I had him as a C prospect. So he's really come into his own. He's found his identity. Definitely all the makings of a middle six forward at the Q level. But this kid can really, he's a tight checking forward with tons of offensive upside. And he's the type of player that if he gets quicker, can play up and down your lineup. It's a phenomenal pick. And here, again, Greg alluded to it, lists and rankings, 47th by the CSR. Going here, Halifax makes the deal and picks their player.
And he's the Capital Regional Shot Put champion. Couldn't come to track and field provincials last week because he had a hockey camp, but we got him on East Lake TV now.
Absolutely, and what a great moment there. You saw Tony McCarthy and Tim Boyce, who were scouts for Moncton and Gatineau, congratulate him on his way up to the stage. And it's not just Halifax that had him ranked this high. I was told there were 3 other Quebec teams that would have taken Walters in the first round of this draft. Halifax McDonald's had the MVP of the Nova Scotia League and Maddox Marmuluk on their team, Luc Legier leading the league in scoring. This guy here centered them in Atlantics, in playoffs, played tons of minutes. The player they just traded away, Matthew Cataford, this is version 2 of Matthew Cataford. That is the way he plays. Look for big things for him in Moose Country coming up.
So you look at a 15-year-old's development through the season. He's improved that much since October. Where is he going to be at 19? This business is all about projecting, and that's what it's all about. Where is that kid going to be at 19 in a Halifax Mooseheads jersey? Part of something special.
It certainly is special, and again, when we see people from Halifax selected to the Mooseheads, it just gives them that extra jump. You could see it in the emotion of the family when Walter's name was called. He's not going anywhere. He is he's staying at home. And you know who else has got to be really excited to have a chat with him? Troy Langstaff will cover Daniel Walters all year long in Nova Scotia U18 coverage. Troy, over to you, my friend.
Well, Danny, you're making the long 10-minute drive from the Halifax Forum to the Scotiabank Centre, depending on traffic.
Yeah.
To be able to get selected here by your hometown team and the crowd, you got a great supporting cast here tonight. How special is this for you?
I'd just like to start off with saying thank you to all my friends, family, and supporters throughout the way. That's the biggest motivator in my hockey career. And making the trip to the Scotiabank Centre is going to be a short one, but definitely a sweet one. Yeah.
You really turn things on in the second half of the year. You're not afraid of physical play as a 15-year-old in the Nova Scotia U18 Hockey League. You're a Nova Scotia champion. How do you translate this level of play? It doesn't seem like you were scared this season to play with the bigger guys. So how do you think you're going to translate that to QMJHL hockey?
Yeah, I think I just got to keep playing my game, you know. Don't let anything get into my head and keep playing physical and don't be scared.
We're looking forward to seeing you out there at Scotiabank Centre Ice, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you, Troy.
Nice.
Daniel Walters staying at home. And the pick is in because we are going to throw it back to home. Gatineau is up for pick number 12, and Mario Cicchini is ready to roll.
Olympique de Gatineau avec le choix numéro 12. Pick number 12.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène François Baudry, président, Jocelyn Caillé, membre, Alexis Loiseau, entraîneur-chef, Patrick Desrosiers, recruteur-chef, et Serge Beausoleil, directeur général.
Just want to say this, Mavs, maybe it's the teacher in me, but all these kids are so well-spoken and respectful. Those are the intangibles and character that these organizations are also zeroing in on. You can be the most skilled player, but it's the person too. That speaks volumes about where this league's going and the organizations.
You heard a 20% increase in the scholarship funds over the next couple of seasons. Again, education is a massive, massive part of that, and you see this in the kids getting picked. Let's go to the stage.
Thanks to the city of Moncton, Moncton fans, Mr. Irving, the Wildcats, les Olympiques de Gatineau, the Gatineau Olympic are so proud to select a local star, un produit local des Gulls de New York, Maxime Dubé.
Maxime Dubé coming back from Long Island. And he's going to make his way to Gatineau. He put up 75 points, 62 games with the Long Island Gulls of U15 from Fort Cologne, Quebec. And this is another kid that was selected third round of the USHL draft, but you can tell by the sound, he's going home.
Well, he's an absolute speed demon, does everything at top speed, great skater, individual skills, very good puck skills in traffic, gets to the middle and doesn't shy away from physicality along the half boards. At the next level, he's going to be a target, but when he has the puck on his stick, this kid can play. He'll have to get stronger, but he's got a good frame in order to do so. And like any young player, he'll have to continue to work on his overall defensive game. But he has all the makings of a dynamic scoring forward in the years to come in this league.
Absolutely, and again, he had aspirations of maybe playing in the USHL. There was a lot of rumors of him going there, especially playing in Long Island last year, but you see he's coming up to the stage, good friends with Matej Dagenet. There's they share a handshake. Max is a very good scorer, and he's a very good supporter of the puck. He supports it well. He's always in good areas, and Gatineau historically has been known for taking a swing at some of these kids that may not report to the league. And I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic sign that he's on stage about to put a jersey on, because this would be a great get for Gatineau.
And Gatineau needed that offensive threat up front. They needed that skill element to their game. They definitely landed a player that can bring that to their organization.
Dubé with the photo. Got some great size to him as well. You see him going to be playing down the middle for the Olympique.
Absolutely, and again, Gatineau's just a few years removed from when they went for that run at the President's Trophy, and they're trying to restock the shelves as well. Another great step in that direction with a very good offensive threat.
As we get ready for him to go down and have a chat with Troy Langstaff, we are coming up to pick number 13 as we are flying through again. The big moves, of course, the Cataford trade still reverberating through the arena.
Absolutely, and what a big time trade. The league MVP, very rare that a league MVP gets traded the next year, but that's exactly what we saw.
We'll throw it down to Maxime Dubé with Troy Langstaff.
Max, another local kid going back-to-back. This time you're going to Gatineau. How cool is that?
Just amazing, great feeling, very honored to be selected by this team, hometown, and can't wait to get started.
When you got that jersey, that hat in your hands, did it feel like it was a dream up there on that stage?
Felt like a dream. Had that dream since I was 3, and just amazing feeling.
Now you get that jersey on, you got the ball cap on. What are you most looking forward to?
Just getting started. Just getting started and gonna have a good season. It's gonna be fun.
Thanks for your time. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Guys.
Maxime Dubé off to Gatineau, and we are off to the podium. Thomas Cecchini is the Sherbrooke Phoenix, ready to make their pick at 13. They got this pick from the Moncton Wildcats.
Phoenix de Sherbrooke avec le choix numéro 13 with pick number 13.
Oui, Monsieur le Commissaire.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène Denis Bourque, président, Philippe Sauvé, directeur gérant, Gilles Bouchard, entraîneur, et Alain Préfontaine, recruteur-chef.
Yeah, Sherbrooke, another team. They're in rebuild mode, and they're looking to stock the shelves, as are a lot of teams in the Western Conference of the Quebec League, and they're just looking to add more and more talent to their roster.
Young talent that could probably play and get you some points, right? They need that offense to kickstart that rebuild, and might be an avenue that they consider here.
And again, they're another team that they loaded up 2 years ago. They went for it. They took a run at the President's Trophy with all that talent as it started the rebuild.
J'aimerais remercier l'organisation de Moncton, M. Irving, pour votre hospitalité. Je prends quelques secondes pour souligner aujourd'hui la dernière séance de repêchage de notre recruteur-chef, Alain Préfontaine, après 42 ans au sein de la Ligue. Alors, je voudrais le remercier et le féliciter et lui souhaiter de nombreux projets. Merci.
Pour cette dernière sélection, dans mon cas, le Phoenix de Sherbrooke est très fier de sélectionner les Vikings de Saint-Eustache, Thomas Rousseau.
Thomas Rousseau coming in here. He was on the All-Star team in the Q Cup. Jumped up to number 9 in the CSR rankings, the final rankings here. He led all St. Eustache rookies in scoring. And a piece coming over to the Phoenix.
Well, he's a great skater, reliable two-way forward, skates well enough through the middle at the Q level, but probably better suited on the wing position. Calm, cool, collected in traffic, great puck skills, processes the game very well, and can really shoot the puck, great quick release, and he shoots it very well in stride, which doesn't happen a whole bunch. This kid's skill set definitely translates to the Q level and could prove to be a very solid middle six, defensively reliable scoring forward. So there's a lot in that description that basically says this kid can play in all three zones and is very effective.
I think his best asset is probably his putt supporting away from the puck. He always gets himself in good areas, supports his teammates so well. And it's probably the hardest thing in hockey to teach is your hockey IQ away from the puck, how to put yourself in the proper areas, where to be open for a pass, where you can be a scoring threat, and not just be in the dead areas of the ice. And Thomas Rousseau, one of the best players in the draft at doing that, why he catapulted himself onto that All-Star team at the Q Cup, and why he was able to get his name called here by the Sherbrooke Phoenix.
There's one thing that Thomas Rousseau has done throughout his hockey career is that he has been a guy that has led offensively. He is one of the leaders in his clubs, and especially in a rebuild, you're going to see him be a guy that does not worry about putting it on his back and carrying the load.
Yeah, 100%. And his hockey instincts are what provide that goal-scoring ability and point ability to him, knowing where to be in good areas, how you're going to score goals from good areas, and he's going to need some help in Sherbrooke. They're going to have to insulate him with some talent to really help him out, but a great pick there by Sherbrooke.
Completely agree.
As we get ourselves set again, and we are flying through this. So
I know, this is going very quickly.
Again,
Don't.
Knock
on wood.
Guys, knock on wood as we are getting ourselves, again, the Vikings, St. Eustache, Thomas Rousseau, right winger, played a little bit of center as well. But you're going to see him out on the wing at 5'9", and he's plays the PK, plays the PP. It's going to fit in very nicely with that Sherbrooke system.
As he ever, and Sherbrooke's a good one. Again, a very smart player, and he is going to be one to keep an eye on in the years moving forward.
And he is now standing by with Troy Langstaff.
Thomas, you exchanged your blue suit jacket for the dark blue of the Sherbrooke Phoenix. How do you think it looks?
It looks very good on me. I like that.
I would agree with you, and I think your whole family and everyone here would agree. We'll go back to your club team, St. Eustache, the Vikings. You lose a couple players down the stretch, and you're the guy that steps up, carries the load offensively, over a point per game in the playoffs. What do you like about that role and being the guy that's got to pick things up for your team?
I love to be the guy that pushes everybody, and I'm very good at that in series.
Your first round pick, and now maybe fans of the Phoenix are going to be expecting you to maybe be that guy. Maybe not next year, but in a couple of years. Are you looking forward to it or what?
Yeah, sure. I want to win the cup.
Don't we all? All right. Congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Guys?
If you're going to have goals, you might as well make them lofty.
Oh, 100%. You swing for the fences, you reach for the stars, and that's the confidence you like in a player like that.
Can't win the lotto if you don't buy a ticket. As we get ourselves ready, the pick is in at 14. Gatineau about to get themselves back up on the stage. We'll see as Mario Cicchini will ask them at the table.
Olympique de Gatineau avec le choix numéro 14 with pick number 14.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène M. François Baudry, président, Jocelyn Caillé, membre, Alexis Loiseau, entraîneur-chef, Patrick Desrosiers, recruteur-chef, Serge Beausoleil, directeur général.
Already taking Maxime Dubé, where will we see, what need would you see out of Gatineau here?
I think it's right what we see on the screen there. They need more offense. They need more guys that can put a button in that.
It's all about identity and character when you're in a rebuild and trying to add to a solid group and core group in Gatineau.
Dans un premier temps, j'aimerais remercier nos fidèles partisans à Gatineau de nous supporter. Et pour ce choix, les Olympiques de Gatineau sélectionnent des cantonniers de Magog, Simon Xavier Cyr.
All right. Simon Xavier Cyr going off from the TELUS Cup champions Magog Cantonniers. And now joining Gatineau. I got to say, that Magog team, we saw them down in Cape Breton. What a wagon.
Oh my goodness, it was a pleasure to watch them. Even live in person, I had the pleasure going to see them play the TELUS Cup final. What a team and what a player this young man is. One of the biggest players in the draft. Huge frame, and not only that, he uses it very well. He's engaged all the time on the ice, Craig, and he can play anywhere you want him to.
Gritty two-way forward, strong skater, plays a mean in-your-face style game. Does that sound like Serge Beausoleil?
Oh.
Tough to play against, energy player, solid puck skills, good in traffic. I could write a book on this kid. Hard, solid release, cue ready, but hits everything in sight and skates well enough that he can play through the middle. He projects to be a second and first line center all day long. Tons of offensive upside here. But he just loves the dirty areas.
One of the things to say about him being Q-ready, especially playing for this Magog team, they were so deep that he was basically in a secondary role with this team. He will fit in very well as a rookie, if not in a sophomore role with this organization and adjusting to the Q.
It's his ability to create time and space, Mavs, for himself and his teammates and line mates. This kid thinks the game well and plays it the right way, top to bottom. This is a very, very good pick. And, you know, let's fast forward a few years. People are going to say, Cyr was taken there? That's the type of player this kid is.
The TELUS Cup final was in Sydney, Cape Breton. He is very, very similar to a Jacob Newcomb type player, and that is something that every team wants.
I got to correct you on that. It was in member 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was in member 2, my
I'm
friend.
sorry.
Come
Yes,
on now.
you are.
The Sydney Rush hosted
Yes.
it, but it was in member 2. Family, and again, the kid's huge. That kid is huge.
Tons of pro potential here.
You know
There's
what's
no
funny?
question.
It's funny how hockey has changed over the years because we say he's huge. I mean, he's 6'1". 10 years ago, he'd be considered one of the smaller players in the draft. It is just funny how fast hockey changes and evolves over the years.
Wow, this kid can bring it physically. Again, you watch video on these kids, you sit down. It was a joy to watch this kid play. Shift after shift, doing everything the right way. This is a great pick.
Yeah, and Troy is down there with Mr. Sear.
Simon, before we get going, I must say, I think they showed a shot of your brother up there. He's certainly giving you a run for your money in the suit game department, okay? There he is. Take a look at that. All right, anyways, size is not going to be an issue for you, my friend. You are ready for the Q level of play. You played with Magog. You're a TELUS Cup champion. How much do you think that experience is going to help you translate to the QMJHL?
It's amazing, like all the work we did to this year to have what happened. It's amazing, so I'm very proud and happy to have been selected.
You certainly played with a pro U18 organization over in Magog. You're going to another pro organization here in the QMJHL. What did you learn from your time in Magog that's going to help translate to the Q?
Yeah, you need to be professional in everything you do, like on ice and off the ice. So to be part of this organization is just amazing, and I'm very, very happy and enthusiastic to start to play.
We're looking forward to seeing you in this Gatineau jersey on the ice come September. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Guys, congratulations.
Yeah, and I do have to agree, his brother's suit, that's a tremendous suit from the young man right there.
Only certain people could pull that off, and that young man does just that.
Yeah, and again, Simon Xavier Sear is going to be a force in this league over the next couple of years. Now we go up to the podium as Valdor is slotted in at 15. Oh, we're just waiting now. I believe we were seeing Valdor on the clock. Beg your pardon. Oh, Mario. Let's go over to Super Mario. Let's see what's going on.
Foreur de Val-d'Or avec le choix numéro 15 with pick number 15.
Transaction.
Avec quelle équipe?
Shawinigan.
Shawinigan, vous confirmez?
Confirmé.
Apportez les papiers.
Wow.
I love the oohs that come over the crowd as the transaction music plays throughout the Avenir Centre.
I really thought Valdor would target another defenseman here with this pick, and for them to move, Shawinigan really had to probably sweeten the pot, Mavs.
Well, Shawinigan is slotted in at 17, so they are 2 picks down, but
Whenever you
they're
move,
looking to make something.
Right, whenever you move down like that, might be a second or third round.
Yeah, there's going to be a sweetener thrown in easily, and this is an example where Valdor knows they can get somebody a few picks down in the draft, and they're very comfortable with it. So obviously Shawinigan sees somebody that hasn't been drawn yet that they really want to grab before another team does.
This is where the local kid, Jacob Gooby, could find his way into the first round. Kid's a dynamic defenseman, pro potential, really transitions pucks well and skates. He's got a howitzer from the blue line, but again, he's ranked at 21, but they've been all over the board tonight, guys, really. So you can't go off the CSR ranking. And we don't have the luxury of seeing teams lists.
And that's the point, is like teams have their own list. The CSR is going to list everything out, but at the end of the day, teams have their selections. So Mario is going to tell us what the transaction is.
Alors Val-d'Or cède aux Cataractes de Shawinigan leur choix de première ronde numéro 15 2024 Val d'Or trades to Shawinigan, round number 1, pick number 15 of 2024. En retour, Shawinigan cède à Val d'Or le choix de première ronde numéro 17 de 2024 et choix de deuxième ronde numéro 33 de 2024. Shawinigan trades round 1, pick number 17, 2024, round 2, pick number 33 of 2024. Shawinigan, vous avez donc le choix numéro 15. You have pick number 15.
Oui, monsieur le commissaire.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène Roger Lavergne, président, Martin Mondoux, directeur général, Mario Carrière, recruteur-chef, Jacques Carrière, recruteur et conseiller opérations hockey, Pascal Dupuis, directeur adjoint aux opérations hockey, et Daniel Renaud, entraîneur-chef.
You move
Craig, as you're saying, that's a high price to pay for this pick.
It is, because second-round picks are really valuable. That's where the scouts make their money, folks. Right? You can land some high, talented players in the second round here, and this draft is unpredictable in the sense that teams are ready and willing to make that if they're targeting a certain player.
100%. You saw the little smirk there on Cole Chandler's face going back up on stage. Something tells me they're going with a forward here, which makes him very happy. So we'll see what Shawinigan's plans are.
Les cadets de Shawinigan sont fiers de sélectionner du séminaire Saint-François Louis-Félix Gagnon.
Daniel, left-handed blue liner. You talked how you needed a left-handed D-man. Well, that is exactly what Shawinigan has just picked up. And a kid that is very familiar with the power play, very familiar with the PK, and is a closer. He is out on the ice when the moments matter the most.
What I like most about this kid, he's what we call in the coaching ranks is a steady Eddie. He's not going to jump off the page at you, but everything he does, if you watch him closely, he does extremely well. He defends extremely well. He moves pucks up the ice extremely well. He's not going to be the kid that goes end-to-end and scores goals for you, or you see late massive hits, but he is so reliable for any team, and a great get here by Shawinigan.
Not going to light the world on fire offensively at the Q level, but that doesn't matter. He projects to be a solid 2.5 zone defender. Very good offensive instincts with the puck on his stick. Solid release. But it's all about the pass and the transition game. Processes very well. Good gap control. He's patient with the puck, and he doesn't panic with it, which is critical jumping in to be that type of defenseman. Needs a little bit of time, but can definitely step into a 5-6 role and then jump up into a top pairing role. Just little things right now, especially as a defenseman. Needs to be a little quicker, a little sharper at times. But again, this is a great pick, and they're going to give him some time to grow.
The thing that jumps off for me is he's a plus 30. Right there, when he's on the ice, good things happen.
100%. It's not all about scoring goals. You need players that are going to be able to defend and do good things for you. The importance of being able to have confidence to move pucks up and down the ice and not just panic, throw pucks away. Hockey is played now as a puck possession game, and this guy moves it just as good as anyone else on the back end.
And when you talk about his offensive production, he had a 5-game span where he put up 12 points. I mean, sometimes when you get hot, you get hot.
Absolutely. If you move pucks that well, I mean, you are going to spring guys on odd man rushes and be able to find those opportunities to get yourself on a score sheet.
Again, it's just time to grow, time to mature, time to find your identity, and this young man's going to do that with Shawinigan here.
Now off to Shawinigan as we wait now for him to go over and meet up with Troy Langstaff. Of course, we got 5 picks left in this first round. Quebec, Val-d'Or, Acadie Bathurst twice, and then Gatineau. But of course, as we say in professional wrestling, card is subject to change. We throw it over to our main eventer, Troy Langstaff, with Louis Felix Gagnon.
Louis Felix, you played a lot of minutes for your club team, one of the top teams in that league. How excited are you to potentially be that guy on the Shawinigan team one day?
It's an amazing feeling. I want to start to thank my family, my pension family, and all my teammates this year.
The Shawinigan team, obviously you're looking forward to playing with them upcoming in the fall. How do you make sure you are Q ready in September?
Yeah, I will have a great summer. I will work hard all summer long, and yeah, I will be ready for the next step.
Coaches love to hear that, my friend. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Guys, congrats, man. Enjoy it, okay?
Ready to put in the work to get up to that next level, and you can say that about every kid in this building. And you talk about putting in work, Mario Cecchini putting in work at the podium. We're throwing it over to him as Quebec is slotted in at 16.
Rempart de Québec avec le choix numéro 16 with pick number 16.
Transaction, Monsieur le Commissaire.
Avec quelle équipe?
Val d'Or.
Val d'Or, vous confirmez?
Confirmé.
On apporte les documents.
They're just gonna move down, slot down, just interchange those picks. That's all. It might cost you 5th or 6th.
Yeah, so Val-d'Or just traded down from 15 to 17, and now probably going to move up to 16. So
because they want to target their guy.
100%. They have someone that they really like, and they're scared Quebec would probably take him. That pit that was just traded, that 17 pit from Shawinigan, that was a compensatory pick for Jeremy Loranger not showing up to camp last year. So Shawinigan turning that into a very good defenseman in Gagnon, and now we will hear the price that was paid by Val-d'Or to move up one spot.
Could you imagine? Sorry, Greg.
I was just going to say, if it's anything less like a 3rd or 4th, then it's great asset management. They got a 2nd from Shawinigan.
Wow. Could you imagine not being able to trade your 1st round pick? And OHL, that happens.
WHL as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this adds to the excitement, the allure of the league. So you have the in-person draft, which is first class.
I mean, I was just about to say the OHL and WHL, it might as well happen on a group chat.
It basically is. It's on Zoom online. Like it's not to throw shade at the other leagues, but I mean, they miss out on this atmosphere, and the kids miss out on this experience.
Second to none. Second to none.
Second to none is Mario Cecchini. He's on the podium right now.
Alors, les Remparts de Québec cèdent aux Foreurs de Val-d'Or leur choix de première ronde numéro 16 2024. Québec trades to Val-d'Or round number 1 pick 16 2024. Et en retour, Val-d'Or cède à Québec choix de deuxième ronde numéro 28 2024, choix de deuxième ronde numéro 33 2024. In return, second round number 28 2024, second round number 33 2024. Val-d'Or, vous avez donc le choix numéro 16. You have pick number 16.
Oui, Monsieur le Commissaire.
J'appelle sur la scène Maxime Desruisseaux, directeur gérant et entraîneur-chef, Sébastien Charpentier, DG adjoint et recruteur-chef, Danny Marchand, président, Christian Marchand, actionnaire, et les joueurs Nathan Brisson, Nathan Drapeau et Émile Beaunoyer.
So Val-d'Or about to take the stage. They stay up though, right? They're not going to walk out of it. This is the thing. They got back-to-back. Set up your camp. Take your time. Enjoy the camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's respect the time here and just stay up on stage.
You got the spotlight on you. Don't go back to the table.
This is a great trade.
Val-d'Or is proud to select from Moncton Flyers, Jacob Gauchi.
All right, there goes Jacob Gauchi. What a suit!
Oh, best of the day.
What a suit, ladies and gentlemen. He has won the draft with the suit, but he has won here. Pick number 16, a hometown ovation. Right-handed defenseman, the Gucci gang. is ready to go. That elite vision. Of course he's got elite vision. He picked out that suit.
Pro potential through and through. Doesn't take you very long to realize this kid has pro potential. A lot of similarities with Dylan McKinnon. Skates well. Some people might question his processing at times on puck retrievals, but that element of his game he worked really hard on. This kid can rip a puck. In all the years that I've been doing this, I don't think I've seen a kid shoot the puck quite like this young man can. And I'll tell you, he can skate like the wind. He's a transporter of pucks. He's going to have to refine his stick positioning from the face-off dot below. But this kid is nasty. He has a nasty element to his game as well. Doesn't shy away. Can play in any situation. Can he get you points? He's going to play on your power play. Can he quarterback it? He's going to be an option for a one-timer on the weak side. Can really play. This is a great pick. And it's great to see a Maritime kid walk on the stage and put a Val-d'Or Foyer jersey on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jacob Gucci was on a Moncton Flyer team that had a lot of really good defense on that team. You had Gill on the back end, Sturgeon on the back end, some really good players, but when their games mattered most and the chips were down, Jacob Gucci was the defenseman that was on the ice for them, trusted in those situations. He had a great Q Cup. He is going to be a tower of power for this Val-d'Or team. And like you mentioned, Craig, it is great to see kids from the Maritimes want to go to Val-d'Or and be excited to go out to Western Quebec, just as we're excited to see the Western Quebec kids come to the Maritimes. This is going to be a great future pick here by Val-d'Or.
6'2", 205 on the blue line. Total, complete package.
Kid's built. I don't think I've ever seen...
Just take a listen and take that ovation in for the young man getting picked in his hometown.
I don't think I've seen a kid more physically ready than Jacob Gucci to step in and play, and he's going to log big minutes. The family thrilled to be a part of this here in his hometown. It's great to see.
This is, it is great to see. Again, hometown, but now off to Val-d'Or into Western Quebec. I know this is it's good to see the Flyers represented here in this first round as well. Class organization in U18.
Oh, one of the best in all of Atlantic Canada, the Moncton Flyers. Them, the Halifax Mats, the Steel Subaru, just the class of Atlantic Canada. It's great to see the player development continue.
He's just going to, again, defensively sound, zone in. Going to keep that front of the net clear as well. And speaking of clear, we're always clear when Troy Langstaff is around. He's now there with Jacob Gucci.
I hope so.
Jacob, Val-d'Or has the next pick as it stands right now. They traded up to get you. They wanted you on their squad. What does it mean to you to be chosen here in your hometown?
I couldn't believe it. When I saw him trade up and then I heard my name called, I felt like very important and stuff like that. So.
You are to them. You will be to them once you don that jersey. I will say the green and the pink. It's working, my friend. It's working. Looking good. I will say, bit of a long trek maybe from Moncton to Val-d'Or, but what do you want these Val-d'Or fans to know about you?
That I'm a very hard-hocking guy, and we'll win a cup in a couple of years.
There we go. Thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Guys, way to go. Hey.
Great to hear that ovation one more time for Jacob Gucci. And now we have the commissioner at the podium. Did Val-d'Or stay up, or are they going to do the walk-up? We'll find out in a second.
Foreur de Val-d'Or, avec le choix numéro 17, with pick number 17.
Oui.
Alors j'appelle sur la scène Maxime Desruisseaux, directeur gérant et entraîneur-chef, Sébastien Charpentier, DG adjoint recruteur-chef, Danny Marchand, président, Christian Marchand, actionnaire, Nathan Brisson, Nathan Drapeau et Émile Beaunoyer, joueur de l'équipe.
They went all the way back to the table, and now they're making their way back up on the stage, and they're just getting their steps in.
Well, I guess get the steps in. Yeah. You want to have that intro as well. You want to get that music, hear what the DJ is going to play for you.
Plus you want to have that experience for the kid that they're going to draft as well.
Bonjour à tous. Au nom de l'organisation des Foreurs, well, thank you to the beautiful Moncton community and the Irving family. J'aimerais souligner la présence de 3 de nos joueurs actuels, donc Émile Beaunoyer, Nathan Drapeau et notre nouveau capitaine nommé aujourd'hui, Nathan Brisson. Bravo, Nathan. Un titre très mérité pour ce jeune homme. Maintenant, now, the Foreurs are proud to select du Collège Charles Lemoine, Benjamin Olivier.
Benjamin Olivier coming in, 30 points, 42 games this year in U18, 5'8", 145. He's listed on. He was on a great line, Sam Boyer and Samuel Watt, last couple of years with them. And but we'll see, you know, a good skater. We'll see what he brings to this level.
He's an ultra-talented, speedy forward, always engaged, intense, does everything at top speed, great vision, great passer of the puck, calm, cool, collected, can play in any situation, especially at the top of the power play as a young forward. No panic in his game. He's Q ready. Teams might slot him in the wing position to start, but he can flat out play, and this is a great pickup. Reliable two-way presence, and he supports the puck so well in transition, and he's effective on the forecheck. He's going to have to get stronger, but this kid plays a hell of a lot bigger than his size and stature. Great traffic and great release. Talented young man.
Yeah, this is a longer-term projection, I think, here for Val-d'Or. Do not be shocked if this kid starts in U18 AAA again next year. He might do the half year and work on some things that Val-d'Or wants improved on, but he will be called up to the big squad next year at one point. He is too talented not to be, and he is going to be one of those kids that, again, as Craig mentioned earlier, don't look back on this draft and say, where did Val-d'Or get that kid from? They're going to look back on this draft and say, wow, what a great draft pick. His ability to just think at a high level very quickly is what makes him separated from the rest of this group.
Again, and a guy who could really dish the puck, and it's going to be forehand, backhand. You have to be keeping an eye on everyone on the ice. You have to anticipate where the other 4 guys are in the offensive zone because he's able to put it on the table.
Well, and it's his processing and that type of thing, and at top speed, right? Speedy guy that can generate and make plays.
Absolutely, and let's be honest here, all these kids that are here this weekend, they're super uber talented kids. They can all stick handle, they can all skate pretty well. It's the ability to do it quicker and at an efficient pace that really separates you, and those are the things that coaches and scouts look for. And again, Val-d'Or is making a lot of draft picks in this draft. The future is going to be very bright for this team.
Very excited to see how creative he is going to be with the puck at this level.
Absolutely.
And when he gets his chance, when he has the opportunity, and to watch him develop it. And again, you bring up a great point, because every time we talk to kids about the transition from U18 to the Q, it always comes down to speed, and we'll see how he progresses along his time.
Yeah, this might be one of the biggest jumps in your hockey career. And shout out to Val-d'Or, they do the selfie on the stage there with the
like
picks. That is unique. But again, you mentioned it, Matt. The skill is there, and it's all about the jump from U18 to major junior. It's a massive jump, and that's why maybe another few months in the U18 league, Val-d'Or sends them down. They say, we want you to work on your ability to use your teammates. We want you to work on your strength. That'll really help him in his junior career.
We get ourselves ready to see if he's going to be able to join Troy Langstaff. He is going to be going over with TV Esport, our friends on that side. But I know that we're going to go up to Mario Cecchini because Acadie Bathurst is slotted in at 18. They're also slotted in at 19. Back-to-back for the Titan. Cecchini is on the podium.
Le Titan de Bathurst,
avec le choix numéro 18, with pick number 18.
Oui, Monsieur Commissaire.
Alors, I call to the stage Gordy Dwyer, General Manager and Head Coach, Sam Myers, Head Scout, Paul Curry, Head Atlantic Scout, André Cyr, Member Ownership Representative, and Matthew Smith, Director of Operations.
Skill, skill, skill from the Teton. That's what they're targeting. They need that skill. They have the defenseman, the transitional guy. Now, do you take, right? You don't need to really bolster your blue line anymore right now. So maybe they're targeting a forward that can play in any situation.
100%. It's all about skill for Bathurst. Again, you're trying to replace the goals you lost with the loss of Miko Rollins this year.
Well, we'll see what happens when they rush up to the stage.
Great pun.
Thank you. I mean, Tom Sawyer's, it's a hanging curve.
It was
over
right
the plate.
there.
It's right there. I got to hit it.
The Acadie Bathurst Titan are proud to select from the Kensington Wild, Liam Arsenault.
Excellent to see a young man from Prince Edward Island getting his name called here tonight. Liam Arsenault of that Atlantic champion Kensington Wild. What a story they were as well this year. With the community really getting behind the Wild. They went wild for them. Sorry, I have no other word to say it, but for Liam Arsenault, dynamic winger, a guy who's going to be able to really score when needed, makes the big plays, 49 points in 33 games as well. And say, great second half of the year, played extremely well at Atlantics.
This kid, this is a fantastic pick out of Bathurst, and I'll tell you why. Bathurst has a very exciting goal scorer in their system that played for the Kensington Wild. His name is Ethan Dixon, and this kid rode shotgun with him for most of the year. Those two together are going to be a big, big problem for teams in the Quebec League. Dixon is a pure goal scorer. This guy is a pure buzzsaw. Hard worker, does what it takes, but don't get that confused with his ability. You see his goal scoring ability. He didn't put pucks in the net, but he is such a good complementary player. He makes players around him better, and that's one of the biggest compliments you can give a kid at this age.
His compete level's off the charts. Off the charts. Early on in the season, didn't necessarily like his game early, but he was figuring that out. And this kid brings it. You look at the analytics side and the stats and all that, it's his compete level and his relentlessness that will take him far. You don't look at his size or anything like that. He's going to put up numbers, but he's going to play in every situation. He is a Gordy Dwyer type player that's going to really contribute and step in. Is he Q ready? He will be. That's the type of player and kid that player is. Good Islander. He's going to make some noise.
Fourth in scoring in the New Brunswick PEI U18 league. Third in assists, led all 15-year-olds in that league by 18 points.
And I just want to point something out here too. Liam Arsenault, the type of kid he is, Troy Langstaff, who he's about to go talk to, Troy did an interview with him in Atlantics, and you can find it on Troy's social media. His interview was top-notch from a kid. He explained that he told his coach he didn't want to play in a certain situation as he might go on the ice and do something a little silly. So this kid is mature beyond his years, and I agree with Craig. As a kid that will probably see some U18 action again, but get called up frequently by Bathurst this year.
Well, he's only a trip across the Confederation Bridge away to the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League, and I'm certain that Troy is ready for an encore of that interview.
Liam, you were another player that stepped up your play in big games this season. Atlantics and Nationals combined over a point per game. How much fun is it playing in big games for you, and are you ready to do it for Bathurst?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm ready to do it at the next level. You know, just got to carry my game to the next level, and big games, I like to exceed in big games, not shy away, so.
Last year, the Titans selected your teammate Ethan Dixon. How excited are you to potentially link up with him again at the QMJHL level?
It's going to be awesome. Him and George, so it's going to be awesome.
We're looking forward to seeing you out there. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, congratulations.
Great to see as we are getting ourselves ready. Agony Bathurst is scheduled in at that 19 slot. However, we're going to go to the podium and see what is going to happen with the T10 pick here, right now.
Le Titan de Bathurst avec le choix numéro 19 with pick number 19.
Trade, Mr. Commissioner.
To which team?
Rimouski.
Rimouski, do you confirm?
Confirmé.
Apportez les papiers, please bring the papers.
For this pick.
So the trade being announced, Acadie Bathurst sending it off to Rimouski.
This is, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but this could be a very lengthy trade. There was rumors going around that Bathurst didn't want to select here at 19, that they already had their picks and they were going to move this. And now we're at a stage here where I think Rimouski is going to trade a very good young player here to Bathurst, and I think that Rimouski pick is going to be flipped very quickly as well to another team. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
This is the hot potato.
This might be the, like Craig mentioned, the 20th overall pick last year. We might get it here one pick early at 19 this year.
Well, I don't think we heard the trade music enough tonight.
We haven't heard the timeout music this year.
No. Bite your tongue. Greg McDonald, bite your tongue.
Let's time mark that. 10:19, Mavs.
Yes, 10:19, he said.
10:19.
All right, start the clock.
I mean, there's 2 picks left in the round. I'm hedging my bets here.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Mario's going to go up the podium. We're going to find out the particulars right now.
OK, alors Bathurst échange à Rimouski son choix de première ronde numéro 19 2024 et son choix de 3e ronde 2025. Bathurst trades to Rimouski round 1 number 19 2024 and round 3 2025. En retour, Rimouski cède à Bathurst Tyson Gogan 28 01 07.
Gogan, sorry.
Rimouski, avec le choix océanique de Rimouski, avec le choix numéro 19, with pick number 19.
Transaction avec St. John.
Avec quelle équipe?
St. John.
St. John, do you confirm?
Confirmé.
Let's have the papers.
So let's start with Gogan. You know, we've been talking about kids doing everything at top speed. He's relentless. He can score goals. He's a Gordy Dwyer type player. Mean, nasty to play against, goes to all the dirty areas. I was really, really impressed with his element. And really he brings that character and that grit, but offensive upside as well, which Gordy needs in his forward group.
100%, and there was a rumor going around that this trade was going to transpire today. This is what you get when all the GMs get together. And there was also a little rumor going around that Gogan actually wanted out of Rimouski because of all the players they were bringing in and worried about his ice time. He's going to get lots of ice time in Bathurst under Gordy Dwyer.
Alors, Rimouski cède à St. John le choix de première ronde numéro 19 2024. Et en retour, St. John cède à Rimouski un choix de première ronde 2025. St. John Sea Dogs, vous avez le choix numéro 19. You have pick number 19.
Oui, Monsieur le Commissaire.
Thank you. J'appelle à call on stage Scott McCain, owner and CEO, Trevor Georgie, President, Anthony Stella, General Manager, Marc-Olivier Heredia, Head Scout, Justin Andry, Assistant to the GM and Director of Analytics, Travis Crickard, Head Coach, Tyler Peddle, and Matteo Mann, Player.
Gogan also fits the age group that the Tetons want to build around in that core, and that's another asset that they also have with acquiring Gogan.
And the trade that St. John made here to get this pick, Rimouski, it sounded like they traded their first-round pick next year to Rimouski for this pick, so this is St. John might be swinging for the fence here, giving up a valuable asset.
St. John selects Cameron Chartrand.
Big 6'1" defenseman. plays big moments. U18, we'll see what happens with him. He was also named to the Canada's Youth Olympic team this year.
Yes, he was one of 3 players from Quebec and the Maritimes that were on that team. Tynan Lawrence being another one. The third one, Aiden O'Donnell, who was one of the top picks in the OHL draft. Chartrand, again, very heavily rumored to be going to the USHL. I believe he already signed an agreement to go there, but St. John, again, they had his name on a jersey. They traded a first-round pick next year for him. If they can get him to report, this is probably one of the best D in the draft available.
Great skater, solid gap control, type of kid that can skate for days. It's his processing, folks. Plays in every situation. Great instincts for the game and position. He'll have to get stronger. His skating ability and edge control is off the charts.
Chartrand. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, solid release from the back end. He projects. Obviously, he was ranked 5th by the CSR. And, you know, again, you roll the dice. And St. John and Rimouski have been trade partners for seemingly decades.
Chartrand is a 2nd-round pick in the USHL, 17th overall to Cedar Rapids. So that would be the tie-up there. We'll see how that takes off. I don't even have to throw to him. He's going right now. He's got dinner reservations. He's ready to go.
Oui, Monsieur le Commissaire.
Alors, j'appelle sur la scène François Baudry, président, Jocelyn Caillé, membre, Alexis Loiseau, entraîneur-chef, Patrick Desrosiers, recruteur-chef, Serge Beausoleil, directeur général.
Gatineau coming up yet again. And if I know anything about Gatineau, from over the years we've covered the draft and from knowing a lot of their scouts, what Gatineau loves to do, especially late in rounds, is Gatineau loves to go for the player that everyone says, wow, I can't believe they took a swing for that. So expect something pretty big here from Gatineau. Again, they're in the middle of their rebuild. They're going to bring in some exciting pieces as well. They have a lot of 20-year-olds that they have to decide on.
Le choix des Olympiques du séminaire Saint-François, Noah Florent.
Noah Florent this is a young man, 43 points, 41 games for St. Francois. Was one of the top 15-year-olds scoring in the U18.
Mavs, he's ultra crafty, smart, highly skilled winger with lightning fast hands in high traffic areas. This kid can pass the puck. Hockey sense off the charts.
Love the blazer.
Well, he's going to have to fill that out a little bit and get stronger, but the team that takes Florent knows full well, again, from my report, knows full well there's going to be an adjustment period, but he will continue to generate points because he's a natural playmaker and one hell of a player no matter what size he is. And I think that sums him up very well.
For sure, and this might be, I mentioned Gatineau swinging for the fences, that they're taking a big risk here. This might be one of the best deals of the draft, or it could go the other way on them. This kid here, so good, hands, unbelievable, great vision, great ability. His skating needs a lot of work. He really needs to improve his skating to play at a major junior level. But if he does, and he keeps this skill, you're gonna see it here in the shootout, his hands and deceptiveness are just so good.
Florent up on the stage, wrapping up our first round coverage.
I will say I was correct, no timeout music.
You are correct.
Yep.
You were. That is correct, sir.
I can't believe we got through a round.
I'm sure we're going to hear it tomorrow. We'll be doing rounds 2 through 14.
Absolutely. What a moment here for young Florent, getting the jersey. Great first round here by Gatineau.
Again, with Florent is 5'6".
And again, there's something to be said. There's something to be said for kids that just want the puck on their stick, and he does. Again, if he improves his skating, especially his power in his stride, he is going to be a very, very good player in this league.
That just takes time, right?
Yeah.
Just takes time and a little bit of patience, and Gatineau have that. It's a great pick. Their scouting staff has done, again, go back over, proof's in the pudding. They've done a great job. Pat does a great job there.
We get ourselves set. That concluding the first round. Go down to Troy Langstaff for final interview when it's Florent is on his way over. Just waiting on that. I think they're going to be taking a photo with all the selections up on the stage. Of course, the tradition, but before that, Noah's going to stop in with Troy.
Noah, you're wrapping up round 1 coverage here, selected in the first round of the QMJHL Draft. Your teammate earlier was a go-to guy in the back end. You're a go-to guy for your club on the front end. The points are there. How much are you looking forward to potentially playing in the QMJHL next year?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like it's a very special event, and like I'm really excited for the QMJHL.
Who's one player that you model your game after?
I like to compare like Johnny Gaudreau. He's a good model for me.
Why?
Because he's I'm pretty alike with him. Like he's has a good IQ. He has good hands. He moves well.
Best of luck at the next level. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot,
guys.
Well, congratulations, Noah, on all the 20 kids that had their name called here tonight, guys. A summation on the first round.
I just think it's a fantastic showcase. It's great to be back here live. Obviously, last year in Sherbrooke and here in Moncton. Just the raw emotion from family and players. You saw that tonight, and that trend is going to continue tomorrow with our coverage tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. Just seeing the raw emotion, as you said, of the kids, the parents, the families, the fans that are here. What a great turnout for Moncton, and just a big thanks for having us here and being able to do this draft. As you see, everyone's starting to make their way out. What a day it was, and what an evening.
And what a day it will be tomorrow as we go rounds 2 through 14 here. We start our coverage at 9:30 a.m. Make sure you come on in. For Troy, Craig, Greg, and our entire Eastlake Community TV crew, I'm Mavis Gillis saying thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning as Loverboy plays. We're working for the weekend. We are working for the weekend. These kids have been working a lot longer than that to have their name called in the first round. Congrats to every one of them.
The first overall pick in the 2024 QMJHL Draft. Be sure to watch QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink Community TV.
Doesn't matter where we both are now. I'll be with you when it all goes down. I hear you coming 'cause I know your sound. You pick me up at the lost and found.